Happy Halloween, motherfucker.
We're gonna talk about spooky stuff. Brains and
Trick or
stuff.
treat.
Boo.
Happy Halloween.
Hello. We both
Hi.
went for the high.
Jinx. Did you ever do that as a kid?
Oh, sorry, do what?
The Jinx show me a soda.
Yeah.
That?
We used to, as kids, like, we used to jinx each other, and then you wouldn't be able to talk until the person said your name.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that's really like,
That's intense.
yeah.
And then also, you also still owe them a soda.
And
You
then we had
know,
like
a
leather
pop.
and
And you
whips. And
we could just do that on the podcast.
You had to wear
Absolutely
a ball gag.
not.
yeah.
Just Madison Jinx.
I mean, like, it wouldn't be just like jinx, but like if you guys said something at the same
No,
time.
I'm just going to say Jinx every time I want you to shut.
Oh,
Nice.
God.
I love that.
I'm kidding. I love you
That's
guys.
great.
Anyways, welcome. We are Crosscut Cinema.
I'm Oh, you go.
Jinx.
Boop, boop.
Ah,
No one can talk with me.
Boop.
I'm Madison.
I'm Frani.
I'm Brie.
I'm humbled in frog.
No.
Humbled and frog.
I'm another. She's brie cheese. I'm humbled in frog cheese.
I'm Gouda.
Yeah, Franny, you're mozzarella. You have to be mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
God. Anyways, we are not cheese. We are a
Gorgonzola.
We're pretty cheesy.
I wish I was eating cheese.
I'm the
right
big
now.
cheese here.
Big cheese around
Big
here.
cheese around here.
Yeah, that's Halloween Town reference for all you Halloween Town fans.
So you
Shout
might be
out.
asking, what do we do here?
We
Well-
talk about cheese. This is a cheese podcast.
Yeah.
Do those
welcome.
exist? Do you guys think that they exist?
Probably.
Yeah, there's a podcast for everything.
Cross-cut
I found one
cheese.
for I found a podcast for copy editing.
I
And I had
found a
to do a report
podcast
on it for
on
class.
accident. This was not in relation to me and Franny, but there was a podcast about delicately breaking up with your partner.
Wow. Okay. Why the fuck were you looking that up, huh?
I don't know, because it doesn't seem like you'll let me be delicate at any time.
No.
Well, I'm glad you want to do it delicately.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be mean if I was like, Franny's out.
Wow. We
Food
literally
is
go to
in.
Florida in like 2 days.
Are you
and
guys
look at
breaking
us.
up on the podcast right
I
now?
guess we are.
So, like,
Are we live streaming your breakup?
So who would you guys be friends with if we broke up?
Wow. We
Both
don't need to
of
get
them.
into that.
Bitch.
I'm
Oh,
not
I know
going
the
there.
answer. I know the answer.
We're
Wow.
not discussing that. I would be friends with both of you.
See, if it was you, Franny,
Both
she'd
of
just say it because like a way to take down a man is always
I
taken.
know. I'm
I
offended.
would be both of your friends.
What if
My heart is broken in so many
What
ways.
if we both equally said you had
No.
to pick one?
I
I feel
really
like that's fucking stupid.
I would be upset if you
would
guys
you
said
guys
that.
just stop being friends with both of us, or would you pick one?
No, I would be friends with both of you.
But what if we said you couldn't? be?
How would you know? If I'm
I
friends
would
with Franny,
say-
that's none of your fucking business.
We're like behind the scenes. Like, is she talking to you? She shouldn't be. like,
If those are the conversations you're having, then you would need things to work out between you two. It's got nothing to fucking do with me.
we all know the answer, folks.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding.
No,
I'm
I would be
kidding.
friends with both of you. I'm telling you.
I'm kidding.
I literally would though.
Thank you. Anyways, we're not breaking up.
Okay, me
This
and
is
Franny are both
Crosscut
in a
Cinema.
fire.
Oh my God. Don't.
Dwight and Mila, next
Hey,
question.
I was about to
Nice.
say they better save the dogs. Fuck us. Save the dogs.
I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding.
Anyways, what are we
Mostly.
talking about today?
Scream.
Madison? I was waiting for Madison to scream.
Ah!
I was waiting for it too, but then she didn't do it, so I
Oh,
had to
sorry.
do it.
I love to scream, but I wasn't. I don't know. I
You
didn't
weren't
know
paying
you I didn't
attention?
know you wanted me to scream.
You couldn't
don't
read
wanna-
our minds.
I don't want to overdo the screaming, you know?
I mean, you didn't scream. You only screamed once in this recording of the podcast.
Yeah, but then in
So-
the previous podcast, I screamed too, and I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to make the joke tired.
You're a scream queen.
Thanks.
Speaking of scream queens,
The movie Scream.
there's starring Neve Campbell.
Yeah,
What's
I
her
love
name?
her. Neve Campbell.
Neve Campbell. Cool.
So should we talk about the plot of Scream?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, full spoilers ahead for Scream. We are a movie podcast. We talk about movies in full spoiler review. So if you've never seen Scream, you should check it out. It's you can stream it.
The 1996 classic by Wes Craven.
Yes.
It's a great time.
Yeah.
I
I don't know
had a
where can you
great time.
stream Scream. I think we got it on
You-
Vudu.
We got it on Voodoo.
so-
Voodoo.
So,
Photo.
Voodoo.
unfortunately, the way we recorded this, it was free on Tubi and Vudu, but since October came, It is no longer
Yeah, and
free.
like literally we watched it. We went to watch it yesterday.
Yeah.
And we had
as
to
soon
rent
as
it.
October
October
1st
2nd.
or 2nd or whatever it
We
was.
went to go try to watch it.
And
we had to rent it.
It was
It was a
free
little
before.
disappointing.
And also
No, it was on October 1st. We tried to watch it.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
but you can stream all of these on pretty much any stream platform for like $3.99 to $2.99, and
Worth
also
every penny.
you can get the full Blu-ray box set, like all 4 films, for like $20. So if you want to check them all out, and plus it comes with a great documentary called "The Making of Scary Movie," because originally the Scream story was actually called
the
Scary
original
Movie.
title was Scary Movie.
What a terrible name.
Well, no, because
I
it
love
was
it, though,
actually a good
because-
name because it's really like it's really meta. So
That's
Yeah.
to
true.
call it Scary Movie really worked. But then Wes Craven, the genius he is, saw that no, it's got to be Scream.
I still like Scream though. I
Scream
think
is a
Scream's
great
very
title.
good title.
No, it's a great title. It's a better title, but I'm saying Scary Movie was a good title too.
Yeah, I like.
That's
I
why
guess-
somebody
title.
stole it.
Yeah, I guess the reason that I think that Scary Movie isn't a great title is because it's already the Scary Movie franchise.
Yeah, but that franchise only happened because
Right.
of Scream.
But like in my brain, it's like,
They're fighting each other.
yes.
They're Thanos and Tony right now for some reason.
Yeah.
All right, I got tons to say, so I'm gonna let somebody else talk.
So should we talk? Should we do a kind of a summary, I guess, before we
Yeah.
get into it? So, Scream.
Sydney.
Yeah. So yeah, Scream.
Sidney Prescott.
Scream focuses on Sidney Prescott, played by Neve Campbell. She is a high school student whose mother was recently murdered about a year ago. Actually, exactly a year ago.
Yeah, exactly a year ago.
Supposedly by Cotton Weary, who will come to be more important in the sequels, played by Liev Schreiber.
Supposedly her mother was murdered by a man named Cotton Weary, and she was a key witness in the trial, which helped to put Cotton Weary in jail, and on death row, I believe. Like about a year after her mother's death, students at her high school begin to get murdered, starting with Drew Barrymore.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Yeah, which is such an iconic opening scene. Like, I want to talk about it because I love the opening scene to this movie.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about the inspiration for the scene. So Wes Craven read Scary Movie and thought, okay, we need to have it be meta, but we also need to pay tribute to the like seminal horror films. And one of the ways he wanted to do that is he wanted to do the Alfred Hitchcock idea of promoting the film in a certain way with a certain lead actress and then kill her off super early on. Now, Hitchcock let the main actress in Psycho die a little into the movie after a shower scene, and Wes Craven's idea was to get Drew Barrymore, huge star, to die in like the first 10 minutes.
And she was like super into it too. Like Drew Barrymore was like super into the idea.
And this is like a motif repeated throughout most of the films. They always have a big person.
big
open.
actress.
In the second one, they have Jada Pinkett Smith, and she gets an entanglement. By that, I mean she gets stabbed.
Oh God.
And it's the same thing.
Yeah. But yeah, so she's the first to get killed. Sort of slowly, one by one, her other classmates are murdered as well. So one night she gets and the way this killer operates is he first calls on the phone the person that they're going to kill.
That's also a motif to Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Another one that he felt he needed to have represented within the film.
I didn't know
it's
that.
it's
That's
sort
cool.
of a like the calls coming from inside the house scenario.
Yep.
So she gets one of these calls, and then all of a sudden her boyfriend Billy shows up.
Sid being the she in this
I
scenario.
thought it was like, is that Ghostface?
Sorry, I thought my phone was ringing.
Somebody's phone is vibrating. I thought it was Ghostface.
Yeah, I felt a vibration and I thought it was mine, but it wasn't me.
It wasn't me. My phone
Well,
was,
it was a phantom.
Hold
phone
on.
ringing.
No. That does not sit well with me. Whose phone was it? I don't care. Nobody's in trouble, but that's super
Oh
scary.
shit! I just dropped mine on the table. I mean, yeah, mine has nothing. So
I didn't feel a thing.
mine was on the floor.
Randy, check your notifications.
I felt a vibration. I
The
don't know
last
what it was.
one was
I didn't feel anything.
10:40. It was 3 minutes ago.
Okay, so it was probably
Okay, it's probably that.
that was a reminder because I felt one earlier too.
Okay. Anyways, glad we know it's not a ghost.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like,
Right.
all of a sudden it's gonna be like, what's your favorite scary movie? Like it connects to the Bluetooth. Oh, that's spooky. They should do that. Sorry.
Spooky.
That would be spooky though, right?
That would be spooky.
It like is on. It's in the cloud.
It's in the cloud. That's the new Scream movie.
Like-
It's just called the Cloud.
Which Scream 5 is coming out.
Yeah,
by the
that
way.
is a thing. It's gonna be a thing.
Instead of oh my god, it's Jason Bourne. It's
Which-
oh my god, it's in the cloud.
Oh my god,
God.
it's in the cloud.
But yeah, so she gets one of these calls, and then all of a sudden her boyfriend Billy shows up, and out of Billy's pocket falls a cell phone. So she immediately suspects that Billy is the killer.
Whoa, you just jumped so
yeah,
far
I was
ahead.
like, yeah,
Dude,
you
Billy
did.
doesn't even know Drew Barrymore really. They're not even intertangled
No, she's
at all.
talking
No, I'm
about,
talking about Sid.
But
Why are
that
we talking
doesn't
about Sid?
happen
What were we
yet.
just talking-
She was talking about
I
a
thought
plot
I was just
synopsis.
summarizing.
Dude, you summarized straight past anyone being murdered or anything.
I
Like
talked about Drew Barrymore.
you didn't say how she died and what circumstance. You just said the calls.
Oh, I was just doing a quick
And also, that was the second time he came in the window that he dropped the cell phone.
yes.
Well,
but
okay,
it was
I wanna,
not the
okay,
first.
I wasn't ready
Okay,
to move
then-
past the Drew
Oh,
Barrymore
okay. I
stuff.
thought we were just going through a synopsis and then we were
I
going to
think
come back
I think
to
it'll be
stuff.
good to stop as we go along.
Okay. Well,
so-
then yeah, I want to talk about it then.
All right, so Drew Barrymore. So another thing is there's pretty much a horror reference around every corner. Like for instance, the knife she touches the butcher knife when she's talking about Michael Myers, and also the ghost face mask was designed to be a melted face version of the Michael mask. That was the inspiration.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty much to like take this shape. The way Michael was always portrayed in the horror films is in Halloween is that he's like a strong, solid mass, like a shape. And they wanted Ghostface to almost be like a liquid killer. So that's why the face is all melted and he does all these pratfalls and is super flexible.
And
he's like a liquid Michael Myers.
And the cool thing too about like the ghost face thing is throughout the sequels, like different people wear that mask, obviously. So like it's different people under the same moniker.
Yeah.
And so like they purposefully choose a very generic like Halloween costume type look. Which
Well,
is
I also argue that this is like after 96, Ghostface became the number one Halloween costume.
oh yeah, for sure, because it's so easy.
Yeah.
But
And then when she's on the phone with the killer, they talk about Nightmare on Elm Street really briefly because he says she goes, I think that's my favorite one, and she's like the guy with the creepy sweater, all that stuff. And
there's
then,
also a scene in the movie where Rose McGowan, I'm just jumping ahead a little bit. Rose McGowan is talking about like scary movies, and she goes like, what is this, a John Craven movie or something,
John
like,
Craven,
or
yeah.
Wes Carpenter
Wes
or something
Carpenter,
like
I
that.
think it was.
And it was just a really funny like moment for me.
And then also when they reference like the first Nightmare on Elm Street was good, and the ones after that sucked, and like Wes only did the first one, so it was like a little nice jab he threw out there.
Also, there's a janitor named Fred, and he's wearing a Michael Myers sweater.
That reference is too on the nose.
I like it,
even
though.
for
Yeah,
no
that
way,
was,
dude.
I don't know.
I think that was really poor. Considering how smart the movie is, that was incredibly
yeah,
poor.
that's true. It's one of the ones that's like a gimme.
Like it was just like that's the moment where like the reason why so many people bleed I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream into Scary Movie and get the movies mixed up is because there's actually elements that are so ridiculous they don't fit within the movie.
I will say this too. I was like, as I was watching this movie, I was remembering so many things that happened in Scary Movie.
Like you're like Dewey, and I keep making jokes like it's Doofy because Doofy's the best part of Scary Movie by far.
I love Dewey though, and we realized while we were watching that Dewey is a nickname for Dwight,
Which blew my mind.
which is our dog's name.
So now I've been calling him Little Dew.
Little Dewey.
You should totally. Oh, I love that.
But yeah, like I remember I said this to Bridget, and I guess Bridget, you haven't seen Scary Movie?
It's been a really long time.
Because I was like
a
because
child.
in the opening, what?
That even more makes me confused
Yeah, it's
by you
crazy to me.
hating the title Scary Movie too. Because you don't even have the synonymous Scary Movie in mind when you
Right.
hate that title.
I don't hate it. I think I don't know.
But I was like, the whole opening scene is like shot for shot in Scary Movie, but it's like really funny.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop thinking about the scene where the popcorn in Scary Movie is just huge.
Like huge,
You know
yeah.
what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
So
It
funny.
fucking kills me. And then isn't there a scene? I was remembering this while I was watching it, but I can't remember if it was actually in Scary Movie or if I just like totally made it up like a fever dream. Is there a scene in Scary Movie where like the Sidney Prescott character has like this chastity belt on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because there's a scene where, like, if you know anything about Scream, which we're going to talk about, the Billy character, Billy Loomis,
Wants
also
to fuck her all the time.
also another reference to Halloween, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Billy
Which,
Loomis.
oh my God, that dude glue the fuck up. He looks so.
Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah,
You
he's
like
hot
Skeet?
now. He's hot now.
I hate that first
He's
name.
kind of like a pretty boy in this movie, though.
Yeah, he's very much
I don't like
crybaby
the
in
way-
this movie.
I don't like the way he
He's
looks
pretty.
in this
He
movie.
is very crybaby.
Yeah.
I was
like-
thinking that too.
I like how he looks as F.P. Jones in Riverdale.
But anyway,
hot. Hot.
Like
Yum, yum.
he's constantly trying to fuck her. He's like literally like we got
all
to fuck.
the time.
And she's like, that's why the Scary Movie joke's so great because he like lifts up her skirt and it's just a fucking chastity belt.
Yeah, it's
So
amazing.
and she shows Anna Faris shows like her tits to like the Billy character and it's just like a man's chest. So fucking funny.
Hell yeah.
I fucking love Anna Faris.
She's so funny.
She's amazing.
But yeah, no, this there's a character in this movie though. Well, there's a lot of characters in this movie, but there's one that is literally me in like every facet of the word, like of the idea of who I am, and that's the Randy character played
Yeah.
by Jamie
Oh
Kennedy.
yeah, you're Randy.
I'm literally so Randy that like his shortcomings are also my own, and it makes me uncomfortable when like he's cringy because I'm like that's exactly how cringy I would be if I was being cringy.
yeah.
Like it's like he works at the video store. He's obsessed with the rules of horror. He like idolizes every kind of horror movie scene.
I love Randy though. Randy's great.
Randy's
Randy is
one
great,
of the best
and
characters.
you know what? He makes it.
And it pretty much made Jamie Kennedy's career. A lot of careers were launched off this movie. Like Matthew Lillard as well.
Yeah.
Really kind of came out of this and SLC
He's
Punk.
so good in this movie.
You know, like so
I
he
like him in
is,
this role.
He is really good. But I will say that there are moments because it is supposed to be played for comedy. And spoiler, Stu and Billy are like fucking not great dudes. And there's a moment towards the end of the film after a bunch of crazy shit's happening where the Stu character is like raised up to the point of like Jim Carrey in The Mask.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works, and then other times I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. But it's still amazing. But there's like so many hammy moments where like any sort of tension that was there lost because he's being so fucking funny. Like he's so funny as Stu.
Yeah.
He really is.
I loved it.
And
I
then
love how he
love in
channeled Jim
Scary
Carrey.
Movie, like the Stu and Billy characters are like so obviously gay. Like, and I never collected that was because Scream itself is very gay, but like Billy and Stu are gay as fuck.
Yeah, this movie is incredibly gay.
Like Billy and Stu are fucking gay.
Right, like, they are
gay as
fucking.
shit. They are
They're
definitely
literally
fucking.
fucking.
And like
there's like no justifiable reason other than the gay one that they need to be that close to each other.
or why
at all
Stu
times.
would feel the need to because the idea is that this is just full spoilers. We're just going to get into it. Billy and Stu killed Neve Campbell's character. What is it again? Sydney Prescott.
Sydney.
Sydney's mother. And there's motive for Stu to have killed Drew Barrymore's character because she dumped him. But for him to help Billy kill the mother, there's no motive other than like, this is my lover and I want to fuck him and I want to make him happy. And that's exactly the vibes you get. And I feel like the stabbing of each other was almost like
Yeah, it
pseudo
was like-
penetration of each other.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like because it was like they were doing it in like a loving way. So it's like they were pretty much sticking their dick in each other, just metaphorically. Like it's literally the gayest scene.
It is so gay.
It's so gay.
And then when he's like, "You cut me too deep, man," like he's like about to pass out. Like that shit's like, I don't know. It's like you betrayed your lover, dude.
yeah, you went too
Yeah.
far.
And then, I mean, when he's talking about his own motives, Stu, and he just says like a generic ass response.
He goes like, what was it, peer pressure or whatever?
Yeah,
He's
he's
like
like
peer pressure.
They'll
Yeah.
just assume it's peer pressure. Like
You know,
okay, buddy.
I'm really easily influenced or whatever.
Yeah, he like talks so meta about it.
There's a great video on YouTube. I'll link it. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a guy who's seen the movie like a gajillion times, and he's able to track down who's Ghostface in what scene, and it's really interesting.
That's really
That
cool.
is really
I want to watch
interesting.
that.
Because Wes Craven actually took the time to make sure that the height differences of Ghostface were reflected in the stunt doubles that were supposed to be Stu and Billy in each moment.
Oh, that's cool. I'd
That's
love
really
to see
cool.
that.
Yeah, it's a really cool video. I'll link it. I don't remember what it's called at the moment, but I'll remember to link it and put it down there. It's a really cool video, and I loved it. There's some where it's obvious, but like you're kind of shocked by some of the moments. Like, oh fuck, I guess that's the only way that could have been him. Also, like I love the really meta scene where Randy's played by Jamie Kennedy, And when Jamie Lee Curtis is about to be murdered by Michael, he's yelling, "Jamie, look behind you, Jamie!"
Right.
And it's
Yeah,
literally
that's such a good scene.
And
Ghost
it's like, you're
face.
Jamie.
It's so fucking good. I love that scene.
I also really enjoyed that.
Courtney Cox is literally the fucking worst person in this movie, but has like a slight redemption. But I hate every
she's
scene
terrible,
she's in.
but I love her.
I hate every scene she's in
just, like-
in the way like I love to hate her.
Oh yeah, she's definitely like a hateable character in this movie, but like you love her at the same time.
And like I really just want Dewey to like hit it and quit it so she can feel some pain, you know? Because that's the main thing is she just doesn't. She's not empathetic at all of anybody's situation. Like the moment she's like, I could save the guy's career, and you have a pregnant pause, like, oh, so she's trying to do something nice, and she goes, you know what that could do for my
No,
career?
she said
Save the guy's life.
Yeah, life.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got it mixed up. But in other words, she's like, I could save a guy's life.
Do you know what
Don't
that would
they
do
give
for
me
my career?
Like
Yeah.
what a fucking bitch. Like awful. And then I keep relating to Scary Movie because it's so funny, but like that news reporter character is so funny in Scary Movie because they like spoof Blair Witch too.
Yeah.
There's like a moment where she has like a huge snot bubble, and
Right.
it's just amazing.
Scary Movie is like it's like so bad, but it's so good.
It's
'cause
so-
it does
it's so-
it does what it does so well.
It's so legitimately, like it's really Scary Movie especially, but also I Know What You Did Last Summer are really like two goofy rewrites away from Scary Movie because some of the kills in these movies are almost as ridiculous as Scary Movie.
Yeah, like the Rose McGowan kill when she's like in the garage door.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, but the garage door supported her entire body weight.
Right,
and-
like that doesn't make any
And her
fucking
THO
sense.
in that scene is like it could slice through anything. Her titty hard-ons in that scene are ridiculous.
I
I'm
know
surprised
her
it didn't
nipples are
cut-
so
I'm
hard.
surprised the shirt just didn't explode. It was
It's
ridiculous.
insane.
And then
But I love her line that she gets like, "Oh, please don't kill me. I want to be in the sequel." Like that's such a like fun like meta line.
Yeah.
I
It
love
really is.
and she wasn't.
No, she wasn't.
She
gets
was
to be-
also a really good friend, I think.
And I just want to talk
She
about how
was.
Dewey never really mourned her death, and that's always upset me.
Yeah, I know.
I
like
mean-
that's your whole sister.
Later in the series, you'll see he's just like, Sydney's my new sister, whatever. She's less demeaning to me because pretty much Tatum, which is the name of the girl,
Yeah.
pretty much emasculates Dewey at every turn. Like, yeah, Dewey, you got a small cock, now drive us home. Like the whole movie. And
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't understand exactly why they took the cop character and made him into a cuck, essentially. But then I thought about it. And if you're a cop in a horror movie, you're designated dead.
Right.
So if
Right.
you turn Dewey into a damsel,
yeah.
it almost like it makes it believable and it breaks a rule in which he can live.
Yeah, and I mean it also
Yeah.
plays with like the incompetence of cops in horror
Yeah,
movies,
I
which is that they
also-
like
Yeah.
never know what the fuck is going on.
But what's crazy is he's not really incompetent though. Like he comes off like he is to his sister, but then you come to find out that he's not really. He's not. I wouldn't call anything he did as
He's a
incompetency.
little naive, I think.
Naivety is definitely true, but and as far as like bravery, he ran back to the killer.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, that's
there's no
true.
doubt that the Dewey character is brave as fuck. I just also think it's almost like he's an innocent little baby in a police uniform. You know, he's not.
Yeah.
It's like he's not a police officer. He's like a corny little brother who wants to hang out with you and does good sometimes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But what else
love
is there to
Dewey.
say? You know, obviously Courtney Cox and David Arquette actually got
Yeah,
married
they
in
got
real
married.
life,
Yeah.
Oh, wow, really?
and they met off of this movie. So there you go.
Yeah. They're divorced now though.
Yeah, but they're actually still pretty good friends.
Oh, really?
They're,
That's
they're,
good.
They're
Good
not
for
like
them.
it was not a bitter divorce, thankfully.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, it's just one of those things where you're married
Right.
for so long.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is when they made Scream 4, I don't want to dive too much into it, but they were able to play the married angle pretty realistically because they were still married when that movie came out.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
apparently a lot of the real life fights they had were reflected in the film, and it was like therapeutic for them.
Oh, well, that's good for them.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately didn't save their marriage.
Well,
but yeah.
you can still have a therapeutic relationship with somebody you're not in a relationship with anymore.
Right.
You know, like
Oh,
it can
wait.
still be for the better.
So they weren't married. They were married at the
They
time.
were
or they
married.
were not.
They were married during Scream 4. It helped them with certain issues. But that doesn't mean the issues weren't helped after they got divorced. Like they could have the part of the reason they got divorced could have been they better understood each other and understood they weren't for each other.
Yeah.
Not
That's
to go into
true.
semantics, but I think overall it's still helpful.
I was just making a bad joke.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, I really liked. I really like the party scene in general. Like, I think that's like a really fun like.
It almost like the movie is you have such like an affinity for it, even if you've only seen it once or twice because it's so
Yeah.
good. What you don't realize is how much of the movie is at that farmhouse party.
I know it's
like
lot.
a fucking lot of the movie. Like it's a
but
huge
like
chunk.
so many things are happening that it's like you're okay with it though.
Also, this
Yeah.
movie is farmhouse porn.
I know. I want that.
Franny was like,
house,
I want
dude.
that deck, and I'm like, that deck has a killer hiding on it. She's like, I want that deck.
I want that whole house, dude. Like it's cool.
Same.
As
I want
fuck.
both whole houses. Like
And then
her
like when
house.
you see like the wide shot of the farmhouse, like
Yeah.
bitch, that thing is beautiful.
But what I loved is when I first rewatched Scream after not watching it for a long time. This was like I had watched it in middle school and watched it again in high school. I did what we always do, and I confused the plot. And I thought Dewey was the bad guy because at the end of Scary Movie, Doofy
Yeah.
is the bad guy.
Correct.
Yeah, I know.
They
I
really
did that.
do.
I confused the plot too when I was watching it. But yeah.
They kind of set him up a little bit.
Yeah. They kind of
Be
do.
like, oh, well, he could be.
Like throughout the movie,
I literally
But-
never got that. I know that they did, but I never got the vibe. Even
I
the
did when
first
I
time
first. I did the first time.
I don't know,
watched
just
it.
like this like frustrated man who's being cucked by his sister and
And then like there's the scene where it's like, is mom okay with her coming? Like, oh dude, like fuck, you're literally no one should fuck you. Like, oh god,
right?
yeah, like they totally set him up as like that like you know when we were watching that one movie about the like security guard that saved those people during that bombing, Logan saved me
Richard
here.
Jewell.
Yeah, Richard Jewell.
You know how they were like fitting him into that profile?
What just happened?
What happened?
Richard Jewell.
Is that what Bridget said?
Yeah, dude.
I did
Literally,
not hear that.
Bumble fucked it 10 ways to Sunday. Richard Jewell.
Oh god.
Oh god.
But
I no longer want to be alive. Goodbye.
God, I was just gonna say he fits like that same profile that like they were saying Richard Jewell fit.
He wanted to set himself
Like
up to
that-
be a hero. Is what you're
yeah,
saying.
like that like frustrated white man who wants power and wants to set himself. Okay, never mind.
no, we know
Y'all
what
are
you're saying.
derailing
I know
too much.
exactly what you're saying,
no,
though.
I'm following you. I know exactly what you
Y'all
mean.
are-
I
We're just
got
talking about
the
Richard
giggles.
Jewell.
Y'all are over there dying.
I just
No,
the
I know
giggles.
exactly. I yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like the profile that
The
they're
hero
trying
bomber,
to set.
the hero
Yeah,
attacker,
yeah,
Yeah.
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 I feel like this movie sets it up that it could be many people. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
And the funny thing
No,
was
actually,
too-
I think the movie specifically doesn't do that, and on purpose, because that's what the twist is, that there's two. Like
Well, that's true.
the movie the whole time is making you believe it's a single killer because you think
Well, but yeah, but
Right.
no, it makes it. But like, there are many people that could be the killer.
Like
but
the
you only
dad,
ever
the
think
cop.
there's one.
yeah, like because for instance, like the movie gets you to rely on it only being one killer by having the voice changer. Because in your mind, before you ever know there's a voice changer, you're thinking someone is doing that with their voice. Which
Right,
means that
yeah.
if another person was the killer, they wouldn't be able to match the voice.
Right.
So that's for one what clears Billy to fuck her, which was really fucked up, actually.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
really
Probably the most fucked up thing in the whole movie that not enough people talk about, that he essentially like fucked her and then tried to kill her, which was really horrible.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right, and also
Yeah.
that he really wanted to fuck her before he killed her.
Yeah, like that was his
yeah,
whole
like
point.
that was.
He's like, I didn't want to fuck you because I wanted to fuck you. I wanted to fuck you so I could then reveal that I killed your mother.
Which is terrible.
And
He's
remember,
terrible.
Yeah.
his mother was raped by him too. It's not exclusively said, but they talk about
Oh,
how she
that's
was raped
true.
and
They
murdered.
do say that she was raped and murdered.
What?
That
And
is
then
so
she
oh
was-
my
fucked up.
god.
and then he fucked her daughter.
I wonder
I didn't really
if
think about that at the time.
I feel
but-
like Wes Craven exclusively like left that for people to dig up, but didn't want it to
Like-
be like over announced.
I thought that maybe that was it. I
So
thought
that or
about
Stu
that,
raped
but
Stu might have raped the mother, but I just feel like that wouldn't have meant anything to Stu, and he wouldn't have done it because he
Right,
really
yeah.
wants to like he just wants to get fucked by
I was gonna say
Billy.
he's also like very gay, and there's no revenge element for him. So
right.
Exactly.
I don't know.
the honestly like,
Like-
one of the most fucked up parts of this movie where you know like Sid is talking about like how she's so upset because like, you know, her mother died and stuff, and he's like, it's been a year. I really think you should get over that.
Yeah.
He's like,
Oh my
man,
God.
it's been a year.
Like, I really think you need to get over that.
Come on, Sydney, it's been a year.
Just
We
get
should
over
work
it.
now.
Like
I really want my fucking slutty girl. Because remember, before the mother, he's still dating Sydney, knowing because that's what's so maniacal. He's dating Sydney before the mother dies, right?
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
he
because he
knows
says-
because he knows that the fucking mom is fucking his dad. That's the only reason he starts dating her.
Which is terrible.
So then you think, okay, she was like down with him before, which means that like he was doing like sexual stuff with her.
Right.
Then raped her mom and killed her, and then was like, why aren't you down to be sexy anymore? What a piece of fucking
He's such
shit.
an ass. I hate him.
Right. Oh my god.
But it makes his death so satisfying, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
And then the Randy moment where before Randy gets shot once and then he gets back up and it's like all things considered, I shouldn't have lived. And he makes the joke like, I've never been happier to be a virgin, which is like such a great line.
Right. It's hilarious.
Yes.
But then also he calls out the moment that will be endlessly and somewhat frustratingly called out throughout the rest of the series. We're like, oh, we have to get him in the head because he's got one extra charge in him, and then he pops up and shoots him. Like they make the note.
Yeah.
Like, there's always the one last second where it comes back to life and blah blah blah. Repeated throughout the rest of the series.
Like that was almost too campy for me. I was like, because he was like, now watch, be
What's
careful.
even worse is they just keep doing it. So if you didn't like it then, you're gonna hate it later.
I like it the first time, but then after it's like, okay, thank you.
Also, like another thing, we'll eventually review the Scream movies, but like the Scream sequels really aren't good. Like I hate to say it, they're like beloved as like a whole series, but they're pretty trash. Like
it's been a really
even
long time
to the
since
point where
I've
I
seen
think
any of
Scream
them.
4, which was publicly rejected, is probably the second best one.
Like I don't really remember Scream 4 that well. I pretty much know 2 and 3. And like I like it as a series. Like it's a very fun like horror movie series for me. And it was one that like I watched a lot as a kid, like growing up. It was like it was a very Bridget looked so concerned for a second.
No, I'm good.
You just looked at me with concern. I was like, I thought you were gonna be like, children should not watch this, and you might be right. But
I mean, I'm not saying that.
But that was just the look on your face to me.
No.
But yeah, I remember watching the Scream series a lot as a kid and like liking it a lot, and so I have a fondness for all of them. But I agree that the sequels are not very good.
They're not even like not like 3. I would argue is like fucking bad, like bad, like not worthy of watching.
And then like it also like the reveal of the first one is like really good. Like it makes a lot of sense.
And also the movie West was so perfect to keep the idea of like there being multiple killers on the DL. Like that was never an option till it happened.
Right. And
but
that's
now,
what makes it so cool.
like in the sequels, there's always like a multitude of people involved. And now you know it because the first movie did it. That's the issue with his the conventionalism of the series. If they would have made it to where it wasn't 2 killers at some point or like, early on, because it kind of is, even in the one where it isn't, it is. You know what I mean? There's always accomplices. Like there's always multiple people helping.
And like the reasons for the murders to occur just get stupider.
Absolutely. And then like there's so much retconning.
Right.
Like,
well, it was actually her cousin,
It's tough.
It's tough. Like the first one is so good.
Yeah, it's great.
It really is. It's fantastic.
And I mean, and like it's and like Scream revitalized the slasher genre in like a very real way for like an era.
And then the writer who did it also went on to do I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
The first one, I think the second one too. And the fact is, like, I Know What You Did Last Summer, for me, it would have been better if Scream was Scream 1, this, Scream 2, I Know What You Did Last Summer as like an anthology. Because they're so related in feeling and meta-ness that I feel like it would have been a better companion sequel. Because for me, Sidney Prescott's story is done. The issue with the sequels is that they torture this poor bitch.
Right, they just keep
endlessly
coming for her, and it's like why?
Why the fuck is this girl just... And then, like, Dewey's having, like, problems with what's-her-face, and it's like, I don't really...
Right, and, like, now we're getting into their marital drama.
Yeah, like, I don't...
And then, like, doesn't she have, like, a brother at some point that, like, comes in there?
There's a lot of issues.
And it's, like, it's fucking stupid at this point.
Yeah, and... I mean... I guess, like, the twists get worse and worse, but for me, it's also the characters just get worse and worse. And then, like, the characters that survive, they're so afraid to kill in the sequels because they're like, our other characters suck. You can't kill them, because they eventually kill a character. I won't say which one, but they kill somebody from the original, and they get such harsh backlash from audiences.
Really? Yeah.
Because the Scream one was so great in creating these characters, then now you have a real strong feeling for them, and to kill them, it's like it doesn't operate like a normal horror movie. The reason why Ghostface is cool is because he's not like one person, but as a result, there has to be a constant for you. And since there's a constant in a horror movie, that means they're never in danger, which means you're never scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're never worried that Sydney's going to die. Ever. You know she's going to live.
Yeah, and then like
Right.
you
And
never,
90% of these movies is fucking like Ghostface doing pratfalls onto her lap and shit, and then chasing after her. Like that's all the movies are.
Yeah.
and then it's like at the same time you're never gonna have a ghost face as good as Stu and Billy.
And
Right.
also, like, I just want to call out the Jay and Silent Bob cameo in Scream 3 still officially makes this a Jay and Silent Bob movie review because they are in the series canon.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
God.
And
love
also
it.
Scream 9,
I'm
which is
sorry,
not a
what?
movie. Scream 9, which is not a real movie, is in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. So there you go. Turns out to be a monkey.
Well, there we have it. This is a Kevin Smith double feature, baby.
Yeah, so technically it's Kevin Smith because they exist in the same universes. Courtney Cox's character tells them to fuck off in Scream 3, so they're real.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I watched this movie in like for the first time, like probably about 10, little over 10 years ago, probably now. And I watched it in the most 2010 way you could possibly watch a movie. And that was, I had YouTube on my parents' TV and I watched it through clips
The clips.
in a fucking playlist
Oh God.
on YouTube, and it was like 26 parts.
Was it like the whole movie though? Like,
Yeah, it was the whole movie.
love that.
It was a whole movie. It was just in clips in 26
That was a simpler
parts.
time, kids.
That's when I watched
really
The
was.
Faculty, and the thing is, you had to wait like I remember in 2008 or whatever, I watched The Faculty that way, and you'd have to wait so fucking long for every video to load, and then you'd watch
Yes.
fucking 3 minutes and be like, all right, on to the next part.
But it was so satisfying.
It was like, fuck yeah, I'm getting through this movie right now.
But it like, you were like, God damn, I just watched that movie and I had to work for it. You know?
It ends up making the movie like 4 hours long every single time you have to wait for the next video to load.
Right. And like, I watched it on the morning of my 8th grade graduation, because that was a thing I guess my middle school did. And yeah, so I was up. It probably took me like 3 hours to watch because of,
I bet it did.
you know, everything. And so I just was like getting ready this whole time and watching the Scream movie. And my mom used to get up and go to work way, way earlier than me. She got up at like, she would wake me up at 5:30. I lived a like 5-minute walk from the bus stop. My mom would wake me up at 5:30 because that's when she left. And she
They didn't have
trust
alarm
me.
clocks in Indiana.
She didn't trust me.
That's fair. You don't like to get up.
I don't like to get up. And so then she would like wake me up and I was like, I guess I'm watching Scream.
Yeah, I mean it's a great movie. It really
yeah,
is.
and like it's funny because I remember watching Scream so much, but like as we were watching it, I was like, you know, I remember who the killers are. I remember what the reveal is, but I don't remember how we get there. So it was fun
Right.
because I like got to discover it along the way. I was like, oh, okay. Like I knew it was Billy and I knew it was Stu, but then I was like, I don't remember why or how.
They just make Billy so slimy. Like he looks
He's
like slimy
yeah, he's
to
like
the touch.
so like pretty but gross.
But
yeah.
but they get you with the phone call bit. Like,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
it's like he was in jail. How would he do it?
But it's
Right,
so fun
yeah.
that like
And then-
Sydney figures it out.
And then they try to pull the whole, that was your one phone call. But then you find out that that's not even true.
Right.
It was just
Right.
fucking Stu.
Right, just fucking Stu.
It was like, they're really going to like fucking flip it because they needed that moment where Stu was like, Sydney, let me in. And Randy's like, holy fuck, let me in. This dude's crazy. And for her to be like, fuck you both. They needed that moment
yeah.
for that big reveal. Because you think that Billy just got stabbed to death by Ghostface. Like, it has to be one of these dudes that's actually it.
Right.
And then Billy
Right.
just gets up and he's like, hey, I'm actually not fucking dead. LOL. And it's my friend
It's
Stu.
such a good reveal.
And it's my boyfriend Stu. Like,
It's my boyfriend. Stu's so good, guys.
because
This
here's the
movie
thing,
is gay
Billy
rights.
is also viably gay because he's only fucking Sydney out of spite.
right. Like he's not
Yeah. Right.
interested in Sydney romantically, but he needs to fuck her for him to be able to kill her. Because like to make it hurt more. And like
Yeah,
he's
And
only
also he
fucked
has to.
his-
It's not even for that. It has to follow the conventional horror film rules, and
True.
she cannot die a virgin.
Yeah.
So he fucks her so he can kill her
Such a
based
good
on those
point.
rules. Because they're trying to frame, they're trying to frame either, because they had like two options. They were going to try to frame her dad and or Randy. And so like,
or Dewey.
yeah, well, I think the film was setting up the hero complex, but I don't think that Stu and Billy tried to.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, I don't think like Dewey was really on the radar
No,
of the person.
but Randy
to
was
frame.
their other putz, essentially. That's why they were following the horror movie rules.
Yeah.
Right.
Because Randy would be the one where they came and got him. Was like, I don't know, but they followed all the rules. And it's like, well, you're fucking crazy. Clearly,
Right,
you
that's
did it,
insane.
Fucking nuts.
asshole. Great movie.
What
I
a
feel
world.
like I forgot so much of this movie, and like it feels like it takes, like looking back on it, it feels like she doesn't guess Billy for like a long time, but like she's suspicious
She's
of him
instantly suspicious of
right
him.
away,
Right,
and
but
I
then she
love
still
that.
fucks him, which is like
Well, no,
interesting.
because she realized
But,
it
like-
couldn't have been him because of the phone call.
Well, he's
Right.
also
Right,
sitting
yeah.
there.
And he's using the sympathy of her accusing him as like I'm a sad boy. You should give me a fuck. I'm so sad. And she's like, all right, come over here.
Like-
Okay.
Like, you accused me of trying to murder you, and you should.
And like you used
he's
to do
icky.
sexy stuff.
Right. We used to almost fuck, and now we never do.
I hate that.
I mean, that's
People, if you're out there and anybody's talking to you like that, fucking slap them across
Also,
the face and leave.
Drew Barrymore's character is a fucking slut because he goes, "Do you have a boyfriend?" She's like, "No," and it's like, "Actually, I do have a boyfriend. His name's Steve." It's like, you fucking bitch. You didn't. If a man asks if you have a boyfriend on the phone, and you're willing to talk to him anyway, don't lie about your boyfriend. Because you're
Right.
literally flirting and risking your relationship with a motherfucker you don't even know what he looks like.
Right. What if that
Right.
was Steve?
Ho status.
But of course, didn't she think it was Steve though
No.
on the phone?
No, she didn't think it was Steve.
I thought she was telling. No, I'm thinking of when
Sid says
got
Randy.
the call and she thought it was Randy.
Yeah. Yeah, which, by the way, was like so fucked up. He's like,
Yeah,
by the
I
way,
know.
I'm not Randy. And she's like, oh, okay, Randy. Like, no, this is like the, I know what you did last summer thing. Like, sure, you're the killer. Or not, in Scary Movie when they parodied
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Sure, you're the killer and she's losing limbs. Like, yeah, I'm so scared. Like, getting stabbed to death.
Yeah.
You're so scary. It's like the same idea where it was just like, yeah, okay, Randy. Like, she's getting, like, things are being broken and shit. Like, things are going through the glass windows. And she's like, okay, Randy, this is enough. Like, no, it's not fucking Randy.
Right. Like,
And then
obviously
eventually
it's
she
not
finally
Randy.
believes it's not Randy. It's like, oh, fuck. And then, she instantly shows herself as a smart final girl by taking her closet door and putting the doorknob underneath her main door. That way that
Yeah.
couldn't break
Well,
through.
you see that happen earlier in the beginning of the film too, which
Yep.
is why it's a cool callback because she does that to her dad to get him stop him from coming in.
Yep.
Very clever. Also, a design flaw for that house. I want to speak to the architect who made that because
All
that's
those old
fucking
houses
stupid.
are like that.
I know our house is like that. Like our bathroom door is like if you open the bathroom door all the way, it almost touches our front door.
Not to mention your oven looks like an easy bake oven.
It's fucking stupid. Yeah, and like you can't. Yeah, like there are times like we have to leave the bathroom door open because that's where the litter boxes are. But there's sometimes when you have to open the front door and you have to like push it really hard because the bathroom door is blocking it from being open. It's really stupid.
It really
Or to
is.
get in your building, how you have to like first open the door, then walk to the other side of the door,
Just have your
then
dad.
shimmy the door shut,
Yup.
then
have
walk
your-
to the other side of the door.
Just
That's
have your,
because there's a box there and I'm afraid to move it. I
just
don't
have
know
your
if our
dad
neighbor will be
unhang
upset.
the door and just have beaded curtains for when people use your bathroom.
I hate that.
Absolutely not.
Our cats would be so confused. They're like, it's a door, but it's not a door.
You're
but
worried
it's
about
a
the
door.
cats when you're fucking dropping trow with the door open? You're like, oh no, what about like literally people watching you take a shit? Like that's far more upsetting than your cat being annoyed by bees.
That's Bridget for you. Always
Yeah.
thinking about the
Always,
cats.
like literally like you just got out of the shower and there's just somebody in the living room like beaded curtain. You're like, oh no, I hope the cats don't mind this.
We
Wow.
leave the house for 10 minutes and Bridget's like, I miss the boys.
I
Christ.
do.
We call them the boys.
They're the boys.
It's a
They are the
disgusting
boys.
trait. Disgusting. 5 seconds later, I can't be without them. It's like they literally don't even realize you're gone yet.
They barely realize you're there. They're cats.
No.
They know we're there, dude.
I know.
I
I'm
defend them
kidding.
to death. They love us to death.
Like, Buddy is obsessed with Madison. Like, obsessed.
That's
He
cute.
was like literally laying on my face this morning. Like, he could not get close enough to me if he tried.
oh,
That's why I said he would get into your asshole if he could.
He would crawl into my ass.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Anyway.
So what else do we have to say about this movie?
I feel like we are at the rating point unless you have some final thoughts.
Okay,
Tia?
final thoughts. Rose McGowan, hot. Stu and Billy, gay.
Okay.
Seconded.
Yeah. I get that.
Rose McGowan, nipples.
Who's okay,
Drew Barrymore, hot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never
I've
found her
always
attractive.
had such a thing for Drew Barrymore.
Never found her attractive.
You know what was? This is so embarrassing. Like, ooh, this is so off-brand for me.
You didn't see this, but she just tipped an imaginary hat.
No, it was just like the sort of like face covering, like ooh, like One of my like favorite movies as a kid was The Wedding Singer, featuring one Adam Sandler.
Exposed.
I know. I had to expose myself.
You talk so much shit. And The Wedding Singer is not a bad movie.
No, I know, but I do kind of hate Adam Sandler still. But like but I didn't hate him as a kid.
You're literally the biggest fan of Adam Sandler, and you can't
I'm
fucking
not.
admit it.
I don't fucking like him.
You love Uncut Gems.
It's because Uncut Gems is good.
You love him in it. You say it's like one of the best performances of his life.
Yeah, for him. I think
and also one of the best performances of last year.
Yeah, I agree, but that doesn't mean that I like him.
You like Punch Drunk Love because you love Paul Thomas Anderson. You love him to death, and you love Punch Drunk Love, I'm sure. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
You love the movie, don't you?
Yeah, I like Punch Drunk
And
Love.
then you like Wedding Singer.
But
you're a fucking Adam Sandler fan, and you just admitted to me the other day that you liked Little Nicky too. You are an Adam Sandler stan.
I think Little Nicky is bad but hilarious. Walking away. But I'm not an Adam Sandler stan. I will not be that. But like I can admit that I used to really love The Wedding Singer. But I was so in love with fucking Drew Barrymore, and that might be why I love The Wedding Singer so much.
If it was like cool film style to like Adam Sandler, I think you'd admit you like him.
I don't think I would.
If it was like the popular film stan opinion,
I would not.
You totally would, dude.
That's not true, dude.
You just listed 3 movies of his, and you liked all of them.
I don't really still like The Wedding Singer. I probably wouldn't like.
What's wrong with The Wedding Singer? Wedding Singer's great.
I don't know. I just I find him annoying, and then now that I've I remember watching it recently as an adult, and I was like, oh, this isn't that good. I hate his singing in it.
She's in denial. That's all it is.
Any ways? I give this movie a 7 out of 10. I like this. I like Self-Aware. I like slasher. This was good.
I give this a 9 out of 10. I love Scream.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 9 out of 10. I had a great time. I was high for the beginning of it. I was very, very high at the beginning. And then we had to stop because I was falling asleep. And so...
And I kept asking Bridget, I was like, are you going to be good for this movie? Are you going to be okay to watch it? Are you going to be all right? And then we get like 25 minutes in and she's knocked the fuck out. And I'm like, okay,
no, I
tomorrow
wasn't.
then.
But I told you.
What were we watching the other day that it's like if you say you're doing something illegal online, say it's in Minecraft. So you're high in Minecraft.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I was like,
Yeah,
Hi.
the way you
I
get
was
away
really
with
high up.
saying, like, I'm going to do LSD in Minecraft because they can't prosecute you because it's a fictional place.
Oh my God.
And it
So
was in
you're really high
Skyrim. I
in
took a lot of
Minecraft.
skooma.
Ew, stop.
Did you just make a Minecraft reference?
No, she said I was in Skyrim and she took a lot of skooma. And I
Don't
hate
say
the word
Skyrim.
skooma.
Don't say Skyrim.
Why?
Because I think Skyrim is also a signified place you can go. Like somebody named a place Skyrim. So
Oh, no.
there's no
God.
Minecraft out there because it's trademarked.
It's Minecraft.
In the video game. No.
Yeah, I got high in Minecraft. I killed someone in Minecraft.
Yes, perfect.
I committed arson in Minecraft.
Yeah. I committed fraud in Minecraft.
I evaded my taxes in Minecraft.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I love this movie.
I didn't rate it yet, did I?
No.
It's a solid 8.5.
Cool.
I think what brings it down for me is I mean, even though I try to ignore it, is just the sequels are so fucking bad.
I don't think about the sequels when I think about this movie. I just
Yeah.
think about like so much like I love about Scream.
Yeah, I mean, this should be a standalone.
It should have been on its own.
Yeah. And the things I don't like about Scream are like far overshadowed by the very good things about Scream.
Yeah. No, I really think that it brought slashers back, and it
did.
really paid a lot of respect to what came before it. Like it refused to just live off of the back of these other things without acknowledging
It
that.
references them in like really cool ways.
In like so many ways.
Yeah.
And it's because Wes Craven, he is one of the masters of horror, and he's like, I'm not going to take this script, which is clearly like totally picked at from other movies without acknowledging them in
right.
full.
And like it's very fun because he's able to make fun of himself as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they referenced Friday the 13th on the phone call, Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw. They referenced Halloween and
They referenced
Black Christmas.
Psycho.
The town that
Psycho.
fears sundown.
Oh, the town that dreaded sundown.
Dreaded sundown. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, what are we talking about? And then I realized where you were at. And like, you know, John Carpenter movies and stuff like that. Like, it's really fun. And it's like fun that he's able to, like, it makes fun of slashers, but it also appreciates them to a very like high degree, which
this
I appreciate.
feels like if somebody who like worked at Blockbuster or like, you know, another video store like I used to, like wrote a script.
Yeah, I love
it's filled with unconventional conventions. It does
and the
things in a
script
different
and the
way.
dialogue itself is like really funny and really good.
Yeah, I mean,
really
it's
like
all
it.
really great. And here's the thing: it's caused such a huge fan base that it's spawned comic books, individual books, multiple sequels, and
A TV show.
A TV
show. Which, if you guys want to hear me and Franny review it with our friend CL Blue, recording artist, the guy that you guys all thought was me, whatever. Which, by the way, his channel is on our channel. So if you go to our channels box on our YouTube channel, you can click in, listen to his music. It's awesome. We reviewed both Scream Series 1, The Lakewood Six, and Scream Series 2, The Dead Fist Club. Or if you lived in another country, it was called Resurrection.
Hell yeah.
We did full spoiler reviews of the pilots, and then we also talked about the rest of the show. I'll just say this: it's not as good as the movie. Definitely not. But we had tons to say, so please go check that out. It'll be linked in the description.
So what's it called? What when you reviewed Scream?
Oh, that's right.
What was it
it's
called?
a whole different podcast with many names it's gone through, but right now we gave up and we called it A Pilot Podcast. The concept is we review TV pilots and let you know if you guys should continue watching or if you guys should give up, as well as we review the series after a timestamp to spoilers. So you don't have to be spoiled if you don't want to. There will be things listed there to make sure you can click away from it. But if you want to like figure out if you should watch this show, we go over the pilot. And we also do a little bit of funnies here and there.
So yeah, this is just Franny and Logan and CL Blue, and I'm really excited to listen to it when it comes out because
me too.
And we're eventually going to do guests, so it's going to be like you'll see Madison sometimes and Bridget sometimes, but not together.
Never together.
Never together.
So if you hate me and Bridget, like if you're like I'm in this for Franny and Logan exclusively, you should go listen to listen to a pilot podcast because that's their thing, and it's gonna be cool as fuck.
Yeah, and also if you want to like listen to the sultry voice of a guy who can sing just like Rihanna, which he can, he's a beautiful singing voice. You can listen to him talk about stuff as well. He is the way that me and Madison are movie aficionados. I like to think of him as a TV aficionado.
Nice.
Which I didn't know when we started.
I would say I am too.
Whoa. All right, guys, watch a pilot podcast. That's all we got tonight. Bye.
Yeah, we're going to go to...
I didn't mean to bring up the level, but that's what I do. Okay.
We're going to do a quick ad read.
Sick of looking at your same bland wardrobe every day? Check out Street Stains. They are a hella original clothing brand made for you by Boo.
Upcycled, sustainable, and urban. Because who has the time for boring clothes?
Check out streetstains.com for art and apparel. You can use coupon code BOOLOVESYOU for 15% off site-wide. You can also find them on Instagram at street_stains.
Thank you so much to our friends at Street Stains for sponsoring this episode.
Hey there, Crosscut Cinema fans. I got a little announcement for you. So, me, Franny, and another friend of ours, CL Blue, have decided to start a separate podcast from this one where we all discuss pilots of TV shows. It's called
A Pilot Podcast.
And you can find us at
Twitter.com/apilotpodcast. Instagram.com/apilotpodcast. And follow us on all social medias.
And CL's totally in the room with me right now. That wasn't pre-recorded or anything. All right, thank you guys. Bye.
Hello.
I was gonna make a walrus noise, but then I realized that I couldn't
It's
do
just-
that.
No, stop it. I literally am considering throwing my headphones down and walking out of the room because I hate this movie that much. I hate thinking about this movie. I hate talking about this movie.
Hey, calm.
No,
Let us
I'm
talk about the movie first.
No, I'm going to say what I want to say first. God damn it.
That's not for the person who's always like, let's go over the plot first before we start.
I was just going to say one last thing real fast.
I think we need to let Franny get it all out of her
Let
system.
me get it
real
out of my
quick.
fucking system. I was about to say, I didn't even rewatch this movie for this podcast because Logan has made me watch it so many fucking times.
That is not true.
Oh my God.
I never made you watch it once. The first time you watched it with me, it was because it was the first time we were
girls are
both
fighting.
No, it is time. She just accused me of something. I'm sick of this.
I was
Oh,
joking.
God.
I'm not.
God. We should
You-
never have done this.
You were
I was
peer
joking.
Mom,
you were
stop.
peer pressured
This is
I
gonna,
know.
into watching the
this is gonna be a
second
bad
one.
time.
And then the third one, you were like trying to act like a tough girl. You're like, I'm not afraid of this movie. And so you watched it again and you freaked out. That's on you, not me. Didn't make
know.
you do a fucking thing.
I was joking. Anyway,
The internet doesn't know that.
There was a nugget of truth in there.
They come for us. I never have forced her to watch
Well,
this
no,
movie.
I know, but she believes it.
No, I don't actually believe that. I was just saying that to be satirical, joking, over the top. Anyways, I fucking hate this movie.
Oh Lord, we're gonna have a time.
Oh my god.
So
Is this going to be
So this
the
is
invitation part 2?
I mean, I don't want that.
I don't want that
No,
either,
I
but
was
it
just-
feels like we're gonna.
but
get
I definitely
heated
won't be
about Tusk.
accused of doing something I didn't do.
I was joking. Sorry.
The internet doesn't know that. They will
You're
come for me and be
right.
like, look, think about what happened to Madison.
I know people think that I'm like terrible to
Yeah,
break it.
so
I
when
know,
somebody makes
which is
high claims
not
like that,
true.
there's people with like less than a fragment of thought. They're like, they must be mean to Franny. I gotta write something mean on the YouTube now. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, I don't either.
You don't get to drag my name. Anyway, this is just about as meta as Scream because this movie is about a podcast turned into a movie, and we're doing a podcast about a movie about a podcast.
Wow,
Boom.
crazy.
Boom. So the whole concept of Tusk came from Kevin Smith's podcast because, you know, we got to stay on brand here. Smodcast, where he and Scott Mosier, film producer of most of his movies, but also of other stuff. He did like Free Birds and a couple other things. They're discussing a Craigslist ad they saw where a man said, in order to live in this flat for free, and it was in Canada, all you have to do is dress up as a walrus every day and let me feed you one live fish. And they ran with that concept and pretty much wrote the movie on the podcast. And he got the funding together. He got Justin Long, the historical Michael Parks. He got Johnny Depp. He got Haley Joel Osment, Genesis Rodriguez. He got real stars to come into this movie and be in it. And I think it's great.
I do too. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
The original Craigslist ad is really funny. I mean, it's not real, but it's really funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Did you read it? It's
yeah,
really
it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
It's really
great.
good.
And then that ad is like quoted word for word.
They
in the movie
invited the
at
guy
times.
who wrote it. He got to be on the set of the
I
film.
think he was actually got a producer credit as
he
well.
He did, yeah.
Which is cool for him.
Really dope.
Madison read the ad to me in the middle of this restaurant, and I could feel the people's eye, like the old people around us, their eyes just boring into my flesh.
No shame, dude.
Nah, dude, it's great. It's a great movie.
You gotta be fucking weird in public.
And it's a
alright.
part of his not completed True North trilogy, which includes the sequel Yoga Hosers and the ever approaching Moose Jaws.
That's hilarious. I can't wait.
Yeah, Yoga
So-
Hosers. I think Franny liked that one.
Yeah, I'm okay with that one.
I haven't seen Yoga Hosers. So
I
would
also
know.
haven't.
It's something
Um,
else.
I think when you like this is sort of the feeling that I got when I watched Tusk for the first time the other day. This movie is so bad. This movie should not exist.
It has no right to exist.
But since it exists, it's so good.
It's
like this movie has no right to exist, and it also has, because it exists, it has no right to be as well done as it actually
as
is.
well shot, as well acted.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Parks.
He kills it, dude.
He's amazing. He finds a way to make a deranged man that's really disgusting, really fucking fun to watch.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really
You are captivated by his performance.
like this is a great this movie is like terrible to watch.
Yeah.
But I imagine that I would love to rewatch this movie.
In some ways, it's literally torturous. Like it's in
really
the vein
upsetting.
of Human Centipede.
Yeah, that's what I kind of compared it to. But this is so much better than Human Centipede because it has one, like actual cinematic quality to it, and two, because it's fucking hilarious at the same
really,
time.
Yeah, it is
really
great
funny.
It's really
script.
fucking funny.
Really great dialogue. The droning scenes of Howard Howe, Michael Park's character, are so well written. It's literally like, I mean, he makes note of Hemingway in the middle of the film and like has a not true story, by the way.
Yeah,
in the
right.
middle of it.
Obviously,
and it's kind of written like Hemingway said it. Like the way he speaks is so like, I don't know, Victorian inspired, like very like dramatic and
very like old sailor.
yeah, like very naval. I mean, in some ways, it kind of reminded me of how they spoke in Lighthouse, but like a lighter degree.
It did a little bit.
And also you could understand
Also,
them.
there were these great like black and white flashback scenes that were very
I think
Lighthouse.
Franny hates the Navy.
Franny hates the
Maybe.
Navy.
Maybe.
Hear that, all you Navy corpsmen?
God,
Corpsmen.
Yeah.
I can't with this movie. I literally don't even
Corpsman.
like listening to people talk about it.
But Franny
She was over there
but
sitting,
Franny
like, making
likes Top Gun,
faces.
though.
I just like,
Yeah, but Top Gun's in the air, even though it's
Yeah,
naval.
that's
It's in
It's
the
from
air.
the Navy, though.
Yeah, but I think that's
this
the
movie is
separation.
so upsetting on every level. They shouldn't have made it. I hate it. I hate it.
Like
I hate
for
it.
a movie about a man being. Oh, I thought you were trying to do something. For a movie about a man being made into a human skin walrus suit, like it has no right to be as funny as it is at times.
You know, if I could take one movie out of existence, it would be this one.
That's
Wow,
so
there's so many
harsh.
bad movies.
That is so harsh.
There are so many
Can-
movies that I would take out of existence before this one.
The story alone of its existence is like novel enough.
hilarious.
Like-
It is really funny.
I really want to listen to the podcast episode that.
Yes. And also, there's a documentary on YouTube. I'll link this too. It's called The Making of Tusk. It's free on Kevin Smith's channel. It's an hour and a half, and it goes over everything they did to make it.
That's awesome.
It's really fun.
I really think the suit is very intricate and detailed.
They call them the Stuffies.
I
on
hate
set.
that.
I hate that.
Fun fact, there was a guy in Cincinnati who actually got a hold of one, and I guess due to like some sort of personal reason, I guess Kevin Smith's too liberal for him since he became a vegan. This is true. We heard this at Kevin Smith's live show. The guy threw out the stuffy because he didn't like Kevin Smith being like a vegan and being liberal.
So it's gone now.
Yeah, and,
Wow.
and literally it was in Cincinnati. Like
That's crazy.
Like you could have literally went and saw it before. He had like a little shrine for it, and then like Kevin Smith doesn't eat meat. Well, fuck him. So he threw
insane.
out like such an intricate thing created that, and they had to create multiple because whenever the suit would get wet, you could like see through it because of the materials they were using. So they had to
Right.
constantly, and also Justin Long would break the suit on accident sometimes because the way he had to lay in it was so ridiculous.
Yeah, and that suit is so disgusting.
It
It
really
is,
is.
but it's
And
so
like
intricate.
the way his like neck moves is
That's
like
Franny's least
it
favorite part,
invokes
too.
a visceral reaction in me that I cannot explain. Franny's literally covering her face right now. She's so upset.
And like there,
she can't handle
it's
it.
like the retraction of the neck, which is what kills me. Like that, like the wrinkling of the skin.
There's a literal human face
Yeah.
in the side.
Yeah,
I don't know if
and
y'all
it's-
noticed that, but I
It's
Did.
upsetting.
that,
Like,
I think that face is actually canonly Gregory Gumtree, by the way.
oh, okay.
That's what I've heard.
oh
Oh, I learned that the guy's name is Gregory Gumtree after it was actually the original ad was found on an English version of
Yeah.
Craigslist, which is named Gumtree. So that was
Yeah.
cool how that was like a
And also, you know how they keep talking about Dr. Mussier?
yeah.
That's a
that would be-
mispronunciation of Scott Mosier's name.
Right, that's what I figured because it was their podcast
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
Mussier is so fucking funny. And then you have Ralph Garman playing the Canadian detective because on their podcast, Hollywood Babylon, he's like an impressionist kind of guy. Like he does voices. And one of his is like the friendly Canadian.
Nice.
And like there's so many good lines. Like that really puts the BM in the PM's coffee. You're like a big bear on bulldozer. Like there's so many good lines.
My favorite line in the movie is when what's his name, Justin Long is at the convenience store and he says to the two girls, he's like, how they treating you up at Degrassi? You still get knocked up and shot. I love that shit.
that was so funny.
Just because like
and knowing Kevin Smith is a huge Degrassi
yeah,
fan
and
too.
I've seen so much Degrassi by proxy because Bridget loves Degrassi like an inordinate amount.
Instead of doing homework today, I was looking up Degrassi stickers for my laptop.
Whatever it takes, baby. I know I can make it through. Be
Yeah.
the best that I can be.
And then like there's so many like it's wild the people he got to be in this film.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, he has multiple actors who have been in award-winning films just
Right.
in this fucking Walrus movie. Where Justin Long plays a guy named Wallace who
The
turns into a
walrus?
walrus. I mean,
And
it's
he
that
has a
on the
very
nose.
walrus-like mustache
Yeah,
too.
he wears
kinda
that
does.
mustache so proudly.
I know he looks good with it. Honestly, I kind of like it.
Yeah, he looked good. He did. And then Haley Joel Osment's like, this was one of the first movies he did when he was coming back to acting.
Yeah,
And
he's
now-
pretty good in this movie. I
Yeah,
like him.
he's great, but like it's kind of a weird thing where like you always picture him as the child, and now seeing him as like not only an adult but like a very like I don't want to say chubby but stocky older
Yeah,
man. It's
yeah.
really a weird disconnect. You're like, that's the little kid from Sixth Sense, and now he's like
And
doing this.
And
Wow.
something we were talking about in this movie, like, because I was thinking about Haley Joel Osment's character. You come to find out that Haley Joel Osment Teddy is you know the partner of Wallace in his podcast, and he is sleeping with Wallace's girlfriend. And you find out that Wallace is like a terrible fucking person. Like he cheats on this girl
Yeah.
constantly.
Well, they're all three of them are terrible.
Yeah, I mean they're all terrible. They're all like sleeping with
Teddy's doing things intentionally to stoke fires between them because
Yeah.
he wants to be with her.
right.
Obviously, I can't remember her name, but Genesis Rodriguez
is cheating on Wallace.
is
but-
cheating on Wallace, and also like is like feeling like loves when Teddy stays or when she doesn't go with in some regard, even though she tries to go with at one point.
Yeah.
She says that it brings her solace, like and like emotional like gratification
Yeah.
when it's just her and Teddy.
Yeah,
and that
and
she
then-
feels for like 5 seconds that she's human again.
Yeah,
so
and
she
then
loves
Wallace,
it.
but Wallace is the worst of them because he's just a
Absolutely,
fucking asshole.
Wallace is
Yeah.
the worst, but he
But-
has to be.
Yeah, I was gonna
for
say, but
us to
that's what
not-
the strength of the movie is.
Yeah.
Is that like, if we liked Wallace, we couldn't like we can barely watch him be turned into a walrus when we hate him.
Is
Some of us
man-
can't watch it all.
Is man truly a walrus at heart?
And like
No,
that's the
I'm
question.
leaving.
Like he fucking might
You've
be.
done it. I'm gone.
That's a quote from the film.
He might be, dude. He might be a walrus. I don't fucking know. He is a
what we
walrus.
find out is that he really is.
He goes full raw
He-
walrus, dude.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate
And-
the ending.
Really? The ending is fucking incredible.
The best scene in the movie is when
She can't even contain herself. She
Yes.
loves it so
I
much.
can't talk about it without laughing.
Michael Parks
I
puts on
fucking
the
love this
suit.
movie. Yes, when Michael
Yes, when my yeah, and the best part is they talk about that.
This is his own walrus.
Yeah, he's like, and then he's in the walrus suit,
Fucking
and
funny to me.
and the fight's at a standstill, and then he goes, "You're evolving, Mr. Tusk, but so am I,"
just takes
and he
the walrus
takes it
suit
off,
off.
and then gets murdered and goes, "You've gone full walrus," and dies.
It's
But
fantastic.
just their like dumb, stupid walrus fight. And they're both just like making
And-
these walrus noises and like stabbing at each other with their tusks. Oh my god, it is the funniest fucking scene in the movie and also the most horrifying. And that to me
both.
is the beauty of Tusk.
Here's the thing. There's genuine like okay.
I'm
this
literally
sounds
crying
this
thinking
sounds
about
so
it.
wild to say after us laughing and telling you the plot, but trigger warning. This movie is hard to watch.
Oh yeah,
it's
no.
really
is-
terrible.
there
But
is-
also,
upsetting.
There is genuine moments, especially if you have like a fear of like botched surgery.
Yep, and that is why I cannot.
If you hate surgical body horror, like this is terrible, and like
Yeah.
that's something that I hate as well. So I'm with you, but like I love this movie so
Like
much.
when
Like
when Wallace wakes up and he looks down at his leg and it's just not there in the way
there's
it
just
is.
something about that. And then when
Yeah.
he like sews his arm to his like
Yeah,
shoulder,
fuses them like a like when guy like Guy Lapointe, played by Johnny Depp, goes and then he's bangs him like a crucified a T-Rex. Like the movie the whole time is letting you like it's like unforgivably like letting you in the grossness of the movie, but constantly turning a light on itself. Like
and it also
he-
says like you can laugh at this.
Yeah.
Like please laugh.
like there's a great moment
Right.
where he goes to the A to lug, right?
yeah,
Or the A to Z or whatever.
the A to Z. Yeah,
And the lug is the drink. He goes to the A to Z.
it's the chug-a-lug.
The chug-a-lug. You're right.
is the
You're right.
chug-a-lug.
It's the chug-a-lug from A to Z. He goes there, And there's like a little post-it thing from like when Wallace was writing on it, and he does like the cool trick where he figures it out, and then instantly the movie's like, oh, Guy Lapointe's so smart, we're gonna trash this moment by referencing Big Lebowski right now.
Didn't Bridget, when we were watching it, say they did that in the Big Lebowski, or am I making that
No,
up?
the film said that.
The film
I
says
thought
it.
Bridget said it too.
No.
For some
I
reason.
didn't.
No, just outwardly the film.
I
just
didn't
said
remember
it.
that from the Big Lebowski. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like because the girls go, hey, like the Big Lebowski's like, isn't that funny? But that's exactly where I got it from. Isn't that something? Like the Guy Lapointe character, as annoying as he can be at some points, which by the way was originally supposed to be played by Tarantino. Fun fact.
That would have been.
I don't know how, like, that would not have been it.
That wouldn't have
And
been
then
it.
Johnny Depp agreed on two fronts because Lily Rose Depp is Harley Quinn Smith, Kevin Smith and Johnny Depp's daughters. They're best
Our friends, yeah.
And then also he said that he's always wanted to wear a big prosthetic nose that looks like a cock. So he got one.
Good for him, dude.
That's all he wanted out of it. And then he said he had so much fun in the movie he'll do any sequel. So he did Yoga Hosers.
Nice.
I love that.
I also love that he's not credited as Johnny Depp.
He's credited as Guy Lapointe.
Lapointe.
Yeah, Guy Lapointe. And then, like there's so many great moments where Guy Lapointe he's wacky and everything, but he also really derives a lot of the isn't this ridiculous energy.
Yeah.
Like he'll go, you're Americans and you don't want guns. Like what the fuck? Like he literally has moments like that where you're like, oh, so he's like, he kind of makes sense. Or he'll say something like, like this reason and this reason is why I think we could save them, or we'll figure it out this way. Like he's really cunning, but he's so fucking annoying and gross.
Yeah.
But he's so cunning though. So it's like, it's a weird
But
mix.
also not that cunning because...
No, he figured everything out. I mean, he almost caught the killer the first time when he was going around. He followed the killer and figured out that he, like, for instance, he's like, what does your friend do while he's driving? Like, that's such a detective thought. Like,
That's true, yeah.
everybody does something while they're driving. Some people get the coffee, some people blast music. And through that, he was able to figure out where he would have stopped.
Yeah, that's true.
He's really cunning. He really is. Or like at one point, they're right at Poppy Hill, and they're just like, oh, he's right here. He's like, no, he's not right here, but he's close. Like he knows to not rush in. He's like, we're not going to get anywhere if we try to rush in like this. Here's some guns. Like he's very cunning.
And then they fucking walk in and they're having their walrus fight and he's just stabbing him to death with his tusks.
Yes.
I cry. I'm like literally like I laughed so hard. I cried just now. Like that is so fucking funny.
And then when you realize
and also horrible
that when Howard Howe's relationship with Mr. Tusk lasted less than an hour. Think about that.
What do you mean?
Wait, what?
He eats Mr. Tusk because he thinks he's stranded at sea, and a safety boat comes out an hour later. He was not there for days.
I know. I think he was.
No. That's what they make you think. And then in the middle of the film, it's like near hours after I fell into the water or whatever it was, I had to eat my friend because he didn't have any food. So he ate the walrus like day one.
Oh, he did.
And then,
I thought it was like much longer.
No. They make you think that, but then that's the reveal, and it's like, what the fuck? You have this huge affiliation with this walrus, and you barely knew this bitch.
He saved his life, dude.
Yeah, he saved his life. A
and
walrus.
also like a few hours
And
you're
then
like, I guess I have to eat him now.
And then the reason
after
why
he
that's
saved my life.
The reason why that's furthered is maybe he never happened because he's literally in the backstory. The character has like a full beard, but then he ate him within hours. Like, did this even really happen?
I didn't realize. I didn't realize it was like hours. I thought it was like days, and eventually.
No, they make you think that, but then he literally says a few hours into such and such, I had to eat my blubbery friend. Essentially, like it's said in the dialogue.
Oh my god!
And it's
I
like
thought-
the fuck.
I thought it meant that he meant when he was saying that. I thought he meant that the rescue boat came like an hour after.
No,
that.
that's true too.
Oh,
That's also true.
so fucking
But he
funny.
said both.
It's so fucking.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure about this. I've seen this movie a lot.
I feel like this is the perfect movie to show your friends.
Absolutely. It's like let me think here. It's kind of like the Grindhouse movies, Like,
Yeah.
it's so ridiculous, but yet it's made so artistically. These shots are great.
I remember when I
the
was
music,
in like.
when Tusk by Fleetwood Mac starts playing.
It's amazing. I read somewhere that was actually the majority of their budget was just getting the song.
That's true. That's literally true.
But like, when I was in like 8th grade was like when Human Centipede really kind of came out, and or not that like came out necessarily, but like it was becoming a thing, at least
The general
with the people
consciousness,
that I
everybody
knew.
was like, Human Centipede's the scariest movie ever.
Yeah, and so like different groups of friends and I would like watch Human Centipede. Like I saw it more than once with different people, and I feel like that was 8th grade me. That was child shit. Adult me, like you've grown up, and now you show your friends Tusk.
Absolutely.
Now you're like,
'Cause
I
no,
want
you
to
don't.
watch the
It shouldn't-
artsy gross out.
It shouldn't
movie.
just be gross. I think what Kevin Smith nailed is it shouldn't just be gross out. It should be gross out that's also entertaining.
If it's gross, if it's just gross, it's not fun.
Yeah, this movie.
But this movie is
fucking
incredibly fun to watch.
I mean, like there is not. I remember like sitting with you guys, and the only dull moment of the whole movie is because Kevin Smith was overzealous with the conversation
Yeah.
between Michael Parks and Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I don't like that scene very much.
He had two world-class actors talking to each other, and he was like, I can't help but make them act together. He did the same thing in Dogma with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
There's just moments where he probably should have cut, but he was just so excited to have both of them really in depth into a character. And it was, I mean, it is great acting. There's like, the thing is, they're so goofy and stupid, but they're so believable.
It's good acting,
Right.
but it just was like, I was like,
It's time. Yeah, they're talking too much about everything.
yeah, and I'm like, dude, like there's some dude being sewn into a walrus right now.
Yeah, I know.
Like, why are we looking at this?
Also, I really, really hate Michael Parks' old man voice.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. It's
Hated
upsetting.
it.
Wait, you think that was an old man voice? No, it was like he was doing like a special needs person to trick him into not believe.
No, I mean it was also like a senile old person though.
Yeah, it was because you
It
remember
was supposed to be
it
more
was
special.
It was supposed to be
than
special needs because they
anything,
talk
I
about
think.
how he's like the water boy for like like he's trying to come off special needs to make this guy believe he's not a threat.
I just got like senile
I
old person
promise,
energies.
dude.
Yeah, that's. I mean, like I can see what you mean.
promise. This is something
I just
that's
thought
been
old
discussed.
man.
That's what I thought too, because like I've definitely talked to like some crazy old people in various jobs, and you just have to kind of be like, okay, all right, yep, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the other thing too is this was in the past, and they tried to age him down a little bit too. So it really
Yeah.
isn't the old person vibe. It
Well,
was
regardless, I hated it.
no, it's awful. Like that voice
Did
is awful,
not-
but it is very
did not care
very.
for it.
It's very believable.
But I hated it.
Yeah, and then Johnny Depp's voice is also he's French Canadian, but he's like
It's terrible.
he's like overly like he takes the stereotype of a French Canadian and makes it act like French Canadians like literally grew up out of baguettes, you know?
Right.
Like he really
Right.
goes deep. But I love Guy Lapointe.
I love and hate him.
That's definitely the best part of the movie. Is just
Well, I mean,
him.
Disagree. The best part of
I-
the
the
movie
best
is
part of
that
the movie is-
walrus fight.
The best part of the movie is Howard Howe, and as a whole.
Yeah.
And also for everybody who loved the movie, if you watched it and then watched this but didn't know anything about it, that was Michael Parks' last big role. Like he had previously shot other things that came out after, but that was the last thing
That
that
he
he
worked
acted
on.
in. And Kevin Smith had a lot of ideas for Michael Parks because they had such a great time on Red State that he was supposed to be in the True North trilogy sequels playing other characters.
Oh.
And as a result, that didn't happen. But like, let it be known that Michael Parks said this was one of the most fun movies he ever worked on. And there's some outtakes from shooting Tusk, and he's so fucking funny.
I want to see
He's
these
really,
now.
Yeah,
he's
same.
really defiant to Kevin. Like Kevin will like try to do like a word change and go, "You fucking cocksucker!" Like he'll say shit to Kevin. It's so funny. And like. He always has Michael Parks sing because Michael Parks used to be like a musician and stuff.
That's
and, like,
hilarious.
He can sing
I
bad,
hate his-
creepy well. You know?
I hate his singing in this too. That's
Yeah.
like
Itsy
that's
bitsy
like
spider.
the moment where you're like, oh my god, like not like this guy is not just a murderous psychopath, but he's also like deeply unhinged.
My
That's
question
what
is,
I thought
who do
too.
you
Like
think?
unhinged. That word.
Who's more despicable though, in your opinion, Howard Howe or Red State Michael Parks? Can't remember his name right now. Who do you think is the more despicable of the two?
The one in Red State, because he is in full control of his mental facilities, whereas Howard Howe is like off the rails bonkers.
I mean, I guess I kind of consider everybody in Red State to be like crazy.
I mean,
though.
I do too, but like you can tell that the character he plays in Red State is like he knows what he's doing and he is at least in touch with a reality.
See, I have the
And-
same answer, but mine's a little different. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the childhood that Howard Howe had. It doesn't make him like okay with what's happened, but like fuck, you know that at least he had a terrible childhood. He was like raped and hurt and beaten. And like, I guess like that's reason enough to make somebody go fucking loopy like that. And it kind of makes it, believable. Especially, he's never like evil loopy per se. Like he says evil shit and thinks very selfishly. But like he like literally so crazy that like at one point, like Justin Long lost his leg and Howard goes, "I'm so sorry for your loss." And he's like trying not to like break out laughing. Like that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Is a hobo spider walked off your leg? Like that dude's fucking nuts.
But like ultimately, isn't he just a man reaching for a walrus? You know?
Oh my god!
Like, there's something about that.
Is man not a walrus at heart?
And like that's the question. Sound off in the comments. Is man not a walrus at heart? That's the question that we need answered on today's episode.
Oh gosh.
I have an answer for the previous question that I wanted to answer.
Sorry.
Nobody let me.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm kidding.
Answer.
So I think definitely I agree. The guy in Red State, but my answer is different. It's because he has so many people behind him in Red State. He has all of these people to help him do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Whatever he says, like, he says jump, they say how high, Yeah. That was it. Thank you.
One thing I have to say.
I think he's more deplorable as a man who's turning another man into a walrus. Ew.
But he was a walrus at heart, Fran.
No. I don't.
Is man not a walrus at heart?
I think the other thing too is like as bad as like I know we're reviewing Tusk, or Red State as well in a way, but if you want a full review, you can listen back to it on the other video. But I think also the protagonists in Red State, as they were dumb, horny teenage boys, they still were not as deplorable as Wallace.
Yeah, Wallace is terrible.
Absolutely not.
The movie starts with them watching a video of a nerd, basically a Star Wars style kid. They call him the Kill Bill kid, cutting off his own leg and them laughing at him.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, was one of the loudest gasps I've ever heard out of Madison. She gasped so loud and went, "I did not expect them to do something like that."
I thought it was
just like that being the opening shot of the movie is just this kid cutting his leg off.
Yeah, and then he goes out to Canada and the kid killed himself.
Because the whole point of their podcast is like he goes and interviews weird, strange
and
people
explains
from
it to
the
the
internet.
other guy who wasn't there.
Hence, it's the Nazi party.
Yeah, which is awful.
Yeah.
And then, but the idea is this kid killed himself because he knew Wallace was coming out to basically be like, "Fuck you, you have to come all the way out here, and I'm gonna fucking kill myself."
And he's like, Wallace is like pissed about it,
which is insane to me.
Like, it's not like this kid was like, how am I gonna fuck this man?
Yeah, he literally says like, selfish prick, couldn't have waited a couple days.
Also, in YouTube fame, Harley Morstein from Epic Mealtime played a TSA agent who was really fucking funny. So if you're an Epic Mealtime fan, that
was a funny TSA agent moment.
He is that was pretty much the trailer for the longest time. They only showed that from the movie, and then like, is man really a walrus at heart? And then cut scene. Like they would just show that interaction and that. And it was a pretty good trailer because that scene is super funny, and it's not even the funniest scene in the movie.
Right.
The funniest scene in the movie is the walrus fight.
It's so good.
It's so hilarious.
Either the walrus fight,
it's hilarious and horrifying,
or the actual ending where they go to the animal sanctuary.
I hate that.
Bridget hates the ending of this movie so much. Like Bridget
I don't know
hates
why.
the ending
I just
of this
hate
movie
it.
the way that Franny hates the entire movie.
Yes, correct.
I get it. The ending is just even worse.
It's so upsetting, and
and all of the big glugs or whatever the fuck they are, all the little cups everywhere. I hate it.
It asks more questions than it answers.
No, I think
we were sitting
it's
there,
very
like,
it's very
discussing-
full circle actually though.
Well, it is.
It
But
is.
It's like we were discussing. Like, is he like on display? Do people get to come?
I mean,
and
he has
see
to be on
him?
display.
I
though.
think the argument of is he on display or is he not is avoiding the original question.
Which is man truly
Is
a
man-
walrus at heart?
I think to ask that question is to insinuate that he isn't a full walrus, which he is.
But I
of
think
course
that
he's on
he's
display
not a
because
full
he's
walrus.
1,000% a full walrus.
I don't think he is because he
cries. I know.
Yeah.
Because
So
that
he
shows
cries.
that he's still human, and it's human to cry.
God, this movie's so
Walruses
fucking
don't
good.
cry, dude. Like, he's still a man
It's so good.
at heart.
and like it
but
makes
he's
me
also
so
a
upset
walrus.
that
Yeah.
like they couldn't like I don't know help him
Well, here's the thing.
in any other way.
It's actually out of their own selfish needs because for them, the catalyst of their relationship is basically being the sidelines of Wallace's life. Like that's how they became together. So to kill him is to cause an inconvenience to them because they'll feel guilty. Because not only did they cheat on him, they fucking kill him. So for their own selfishness,
They decide that it's better to
for
let
him to
live.
live.
But I think for him, he's fully walrus, but there's still that humanness in him.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like
Franny's so mad.
Are
She
you
literally took
okay,
her.
dude? I'm sorry.
I hate.
like
and like, why is that scene so heart wrenching?
I hate it. That's why I hate it.
Upsetting.
Because
I almost
right before
cried.
because they
Right, yeah.
fucking get you with the Winnie the Pooh thing because right
I
before
know.
which by the way that's from Kevin's real life. His wife always makes fun of him because they got baked once and he cried during Winnie the Pooh.
Aw.
Honestly, I probably would cry during Winnie the Pooh if I was stoned.
And then his wife also plays the fast food worker.
Oh yeah. I read that somewhere.
But this movie, essentially, the reason why the True North trilogy started is this main event, which is he had so much fun with Johnny, Lily Rose Depp, and Harley, and they had like such a good time that they were all like, "Wish we could do this all the time." So he's like, "You know what? I'm just gonna make another movie."
Yeah.
And it exists now, and it's not as good, and he knows that. I think it's like if John Hughes made the shittiest B-rate horror movie of all time.
Nice.
But it's got John Hughes vibes for sure.
That's fun. And he likes John Hughes a lot.
He
so.
loves John Hughes, yeah.
But yeah, that ending scene is like so emotionally upsetting. And it's like, I don't know. It's such a good question for debate. This is why you should watch Tusk with your friends.
I missed my old point. The reason why it's so upsetting is because they right before he cries, they go, I miss the guy like used to cry during Winnie the Pooh. Like she reiterates that.
Yeah. And she actually says like, my grandpa always used to say like to cry is what makes us human. It separates us from animals.
Right, and then
he
right
fucking
after.
cries, dude. And
he
like
looks at the fucking camera too with his fucking walrus face.
and it's upsetting.
And then he has Jersey legend and one of Kevin Smith's very good friends, Gerard Way of My Chemical Romance, play Oh Wally at the end. It's so emotional.
And his little beach ball.
Little beach ball floating in the pool.
And the fish, they give him the fish and he just comes like slapping out like the sound of his little hand flippers.
Yeah, and then when Justin had the movie, he'd literally have to like half hop.
Yeah.
Because he's just
Terrible.
laying down
It's
in the
terrible.
costume.
But like
Also something that really like kills me is they just drop this in there like it's nothing, but the tusks are made of their own femurs. Dude.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
fucking upsetting when you think about it.
Really insane. And you wonder why he's got his leg on ice. You know? And then you realize, it's because
the fucking femur.
He's got a femur.
Yeah.
And then like you were complaining, but I agree with the whole like how dirty his workspace was. Like, god damn, guy.
Right, like dude, if you want this thing to work out, you need to make sure your people don't die of fucking sepsis.
Yeah, like it's really something else.
I'm sorry, Bridget, you were gonna say?
I'm just I know that he's gone full walrus, but I really feel like they should be able to help him in some other way.
But the thing is, they're not. The thing is, they're truly not motivated to because it doesn't
he's a
help
terrible
them.
person,
I feel
and they're terrible people.
Well, I feel like Bridget thinks that they should be able to somehow get him out of his walrus suit, which I don't think is like
No.
physically...
His body is fused. That is his body.
Like
Yeah,
it's so
like,
hard
it's
for me
both,
to
dude.
like. How does he?
So think about like plastic surgery, right?
Did you just say how does he poop? That's a very I don't know.
I mean, I gotta imagine he shits out of the bottom part of his body, right? Like the same way a walrus would. You lift up the tail, and it's just.
Is his ass down there?
Yeah,
I mean,
here's the thing: the tail it does independently move. He just can't move it because when he's wrestling him around, his tail would go up and down. So his essentially that means that something's underneath the tail, which probably means his asshole's right there, and he just shits out of that.
Wow, I hate it.
It's very scientifically intricate.
I mean, if you think about it, though, it's not like it's impossible. You could, the people do hack jobs on their faces all the time. You could fuse your body, tendons, everything.
It could happen.
I mean, people have had reconnective surgery of limbs and actually tied tendons to each other effectively. Now it's all experimental and shit, but it does work in theory.
I can't even listen to that. That
I mean,
makes
he's
me
able
want
to
die.
swim and shit too.
Yeah, well, kinda
on some level.
But
I feel like they should be able to help him in some way.
I more just wonder how he's drinking those cups.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody's
just
got to
Somebody
lay it up
plates it
for
out,
him.
places it out in front of him. You know, he has to.
And then the other question is he a violent walrus or is he super docile?
He seems pretty docile to me.
That's really insane to me. Imagine going to feed that walrus as a worker at that sanctuary. Here you go, Wally, and he's all fucked up. Because here's the other thing too. It is so outwardly fucking bonkers to imagine somebody being fused into a walrus.
Right.
And since they kept it secret, your assumption as a worker there is this is an abused walrus.
Right.
You don't know that they kept it secret though.
They did because they wouldn't have been able to put him in the fucking animal sanctuary if people knew that he was a victim.
Well, in my mind,
And they also did. They would have to like see the court and be involved in as Guy Lapointe shot him, and he did not have the clearance to carry said weapon because he no longer worked for the police force.
To my mind, they like made an agreement with the animal sanctuary to let him live out there peacefully to the end of his days.
No, that's not.
And away from the public, because like obviously,
but if they can come see
that is
him,
not a fucking walrus. Like you don't look at that and be like, that's a walrus.
You do
man.
when you can't conceptualize a fucking
I
being
know what
it.
a fucking walrus looks like, and that shit ain't it.
Dude, all I'm saying is you would have to believe it's a walrus because it walks like a walrus, somewhat looks like a walrus, and sounds like a walrus. You would not assume it's a person
It's obviously
in a walrus
made of human skin.
But you don't know for sure.
But it looks like it is. There's a face on it.
You could have stapled a face. It's more likely they stapled a face to a living walrus than turned a man into a walrus.
Okay, well, why would you staple a face to a living walrus
because
and leave it there?
Animals are abused. Somebody abused this animal and they brought it to the animal sanctuary.
If it were simply stapled, you could remove the face. There would be no reason to leave the face there.
I'm talking about surgically stapled.
I just don't buy it.
That's the part you don't buy about this whole movie?
Yeah. I think that there would have been police involvement and they would have decided like the most humane thing to do for this man is to let him live the end of his days in private in an animal sanctuary with a beach ball for fucking enrichment. That's what I choose to believe. I mean, I cannot accept the fact that monstrosity is viewable by the
assisted suicide legal in Canada?
I don't know.
So they would be like, let's just kill him.
But then he couldn't make that choice, though, because he's full walrus. So they would be like, and without his own autonomy, they couldn't do it,
They would put him in a psych ward because he killed somebody. He's still murdered. He's still a person.
How are you going to put a fucking walrus in a psych ward?
How the fuck are you going to tell people you need to keep this serial killer who's turned into a walrus in their animal sanctuary?
He's not a serial killer. He killed one.
He killed one person. You don't put a killer.
It was self-defense, dude.
It was self-defense.
He had to do it.
Oh my god. Are we really? So you think you went to court and they were like, all right, I hereby...
Well, I don't think they brought Wallace in there.
They got Wallace in there and big-ass handcuffs and shit. And they're like, hey...
It is clear that he's been turned into a monstrosity. I believe that they would have decided that the best, most humane thing for him to do, without being able to make the decision to die on his own, without being able to indicate, yes, like fucking shoot me, kill me, I'm a walrus, would be to let him live life as a walrus, but away from the public, because the public cannot see that.
When someone is that incapacitated, somebody becomes their dependent. Somebody takes over. If you think you're a fucking walrus, you are not psychologically capable enough to agree to an arrangement in which you live in a fucking walrus sanctuary.
Right, he didn't
Someone
decide that.
makes
That was what was
decision
decided for him because he is not able to make it.
Who decided it? And also,
his friends.
What fucking animal sanctuary would take a man who's been turned into a walrus?
I don't know. A court-ordered one. I don't fucking know how it works in Canada.
The court, like fucking what's her face? Carol Baskin's got a tiger sanctuary.
Correct.
They called Carol and this is like Carol Baskin, right? That's
like
her
we
name?
have a special case for you. Like you take care of walruses. This is a walrus that can never be seen by the public because it's a man.
That's not what happened.
I think it's what happened, and also like because if you kept it a secret, then like what would they just? Wally is presumed dead by his fucking family and shit.
Yeah. Yes.
And they never get any answers?
Well, I mean, like, it's a serial killer that nobody's caught.
And the shit never makes it to the news? I just don't buy that.
Why would they want it all over the news?
But it wouldn't be avoidable because it was like a big thing.
It would be avoidable. They would just say they didn't find him.
But yeah, but Howard is dead, and how do we explain that?
Howard is a recluse who's not really named Howard.
Right, that's not really his name.
One of the people he killed, he went into that house. That's the assumption because he doesn't afford it on his own.
Right.
But he has all the naval shit that's his. Unless it's not,
he's full of shit. He's lying about all of it.
Oh my God, I can't take it. You might be right. Fuck. I cannot accept that he is just living as a normal walrus. That's not okay with me.
You know what I thought about? So Wallace's name is Wallace, which is very close to walrus. But then Teddy's name is Teddy, with like teddy bear.
What?
Like they're both have animal names. They both have animal names.
Yeah, but what's the connection?
They both have animal names.
All right, hold on. All right, somebody tell me what Genesis Rodriguez's character's name, and I will officiate this if this is a real thing or not. I'm going with no.
I'm not positive what her name is.
I know she's
Run.
very attractive, like insanely attractive, like the
Wally
prettiest
is like
person.
kind of racist toward her.
And also, her monologue is acted very well, way
is,
too
she
well
does a
for
great
this
job.
Oh
movie.
yeah.
Even has a fade
Hold
out
on.
like it's fucking Reservoir Dogs or
I
something.
know.
I'm looking. Allie.
Alley Cat. Boom.
I don't think that's it.
No,
Allie
it's not.
Leon.
Wait, maybe.
Hold on.
Bitch.
Leon is
What's
Spanish.
Teddy's last name?
Kraft. I mean, teddy bears, you make them be a Kraft.
Well, Leon is Spanish for lion.
I know. That's why I was like, okay, what is
Okay.
Bright?
I think
What's a
that-
Brighton?
I think that, like,
Well, I
One
feel like
part of
maybe,
their
I feel like
name-
Bridget might be on something, right?
That's what I'm saying.
I think that one part of their name has to do with animals. And even if you go back to Guy, not the LaPointe,
It's Guy Lapointe.
but it's spelled Guy.
Yeah, but it's pronounced Guy. It's French. That actually is how you pronounce it.
Yeah,
It's French Canadian.
But I'm saying Guy isn't like a person, like
I don't think it goes that far,
human.
but I do
don't
kind
know.
of.
Humans
I
are
can't-
animals.
What are you on? In Minecraft.
I can kind of fuck with the idea that the three of them have the kind of animal names, though. It does kind of suit each of them. Wally is a walrus. Teddy is like kind of like a sweet guy.
And he's like a lovable, like little
Yeah,
teddy
he's
bear.
like a
No,
little
I
teddy
really
bear.
see it. And she's like a,
she's fierce.
she's
She's
fierce,
fierce.
and in disguise.
And she tells them, like, take the fucking gun.
Man.
Wow, Bridget really figured it out. She cracked
What's
it,
Guy
dude.
Lapointe? Like a platypus?
Yeah.
He's venomous, but he looks adorable. Is that what it is? I don't understand.
Like
I don't
Kevin
think he is
Smith, if you're
anything.
listening to this, please sound off in the comments or email us.
Kevin
Let
Smith,
me
if you're
know.
listening to this, thank you, please. Dear God, please talk to me at
Kevin
least
Smith,
once.
if you're listening to this, pay my student loans.
Kevin Smith, if you're listening to this, I still remember when you called me handsome at your Q&A and never left me. I think about it always.
Kevin Smith, and like email us the answer of whether or not I'm right.
I think she's right.
This is my one
Not
and
about
only
Guy
actual
Lapointe, but I
hot
think you're right about the other
take.
stuff.
This
Yeah.
is the one actual good thought I've ever had on this podcast. The one my two brain cells like connected.
Rubbed together. Clear!
You know, like how that Windows, like the not Windows, but on like DVD players, they have that little bouncing.
And it gets in the corner.
But like that's what they usually look like, but they just kind of bump together.
This
Just
one time.
now, just one time.
But I'm just kind of wondering why he did that. And why the trend ends so suddenly with Howard and Guy Lapointe.
I don't know.
That's where it goes wild for me.
I don't have answers.
My brain cells, they're just missing now.
Are you guys,
They're
let me
not
ask you
hitting
this,
each other
are you
this
guys
time.
like excited to eventually watch Yoga Hosers?
Yeah,
Yes,
I definitely would like
absolutely.
to. I'm actually really excited for Moose Jaws. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, Moose Jaws is the one that's, because the thing is moose are actually very aggressive.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
I've
they
heard
are.
that.
They're
really mean.
mean fuckers.
And then for
And
it
they're
to,
huge.
and for it to be like, because Jaws is one of his favorite movies, for him to like reenact it, but in a Canadian way, just sounds amazing.
I love
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, no, Yoga Hosers. This isn't spoilery. It's about Nazi bratwurst, so it's definitely just as insane as this movie. So
I'm sorry, what?
Nice.
it's about Nazi bratwurst.
But it's not
All
about
right.
botched surgery, so I'm okay.
No, there's
with
no
it.
botched surgery.
I mean, one could argue that Wallace's surgery was not botched.
I mean,
It was-
His leg was botched. That's for fucking
Yeah,
sure.
that leg was fucking fucked.
That
I
leg was-
mean, yeah, but
Franny is simultaneously
ultimately-
rejoining and quitting the conversation multiple times.
This movie made Bridget afraid of spiders. So, like, the day
I'm
after-
not afraid of
No, no, no.
spiders.
Actually, public service announcement. Be afraid of spiders. If you get bit by a hobo spider, it might not necessarily kill you, but the swelling alone can give you a serious blood clot.
So, like, we were, the day after we watched this, we went hiking and we went into this cave and like it was really dark in there, obviously. And so like Bridget turns on her flashlight to see what's around her and it's like a bunch of fucking spiders and she freaked the fuck out. And she's like, I know it didn't even really happen in Tusk, but I just kept thinking about the brown recluse.
Yeah, the hobo spider.
I couldn't stop thinking about it. Now I'm looking up the pictures to
I
make
think
sure
it's
I
like
didn't
the
see it.
second most dangerous spider in
Ooh.
North America,
Yeah, they say
next to
they're,
the
like,
Black
really-
Widow. It's like Black Widow and then
The
Brown
thing
Recluse.
about brown recluse too is like they're small.
Oh my god.
There should be
What?
a Marvel character that's Brown Recluse, and it's like Black Widow's boyfriend.
Ooh.
What, Bridget?
Okay, so I read this this Reddit post on Today I Fucked Up, and this woman brought this like Black Widow into her home, and it was like pregnant, and like her daughter was like, okay, can we like watch it like the eggs hatch, and her mom's like, yeah, whatever.
No.
It was in a jar. Turns out the jar was from a toy, and it had like little holes in it, and the baby spiders were crawling out. And long story short, she had to hire an exterminator.
I'd literally burn my house down.
Yeah, they literally can kill you instantly.
Yeah, I would just.
There's no
Right.
stopping it. You will die.
I would just burn my house down, dude.
And
I'd
she
be like,
was-
no, absolutely not.
She was like, well, I just put my kid out to like play outside. I'm vacuuming furiously. And then I guess a bunch of people from Reddit sent her money for an exterminator. And then she sent it back and she was like, no, I got it. I'm good. Thank you for
You guys
your...
remember the Iggy Azalea Ariana Grande song Black
Yeah.
Widow? And it always sounded like she's like Black Widow baby, like a little baby. It always sounded like that. It never sounded like Black Widow baby. It sounded
Yeah.
like
You're
Black,
right.
Black Widow baby. It always sounded like that to me. Sorry. Just thought I'd share.
Yeah, that was what I read on Reddit the other day. So there you
If
go.
we're done talking about this fucking movie, I can rejoin the conversation.
You're literally, people would beg to be on a podcast talk about this movie. Check your
I know.
privilege.
I
Now
can't.
I feel like I have a spider on me. I'm like,
It makes-
Yeah, no, I have
This
the
movie
same
makes
feeling.
my whole body feel icky, and I can't even think about it.
Okay, this is a good test. What is one thing you think is redeemable about this feature? Be honest. I want to know what Franny took away as good.
I like Johnny Depp's character.
Get that point.
Yeah,
he's great.
he was fun. I liked that. I like the introduction to what then becomes Yoga Hosers with the Lily Rose and Harley in the convenience store. I think that's a cool callback to like Clerks. And
Yeah,
everything.
exactly. It's like a Clerks it's almost like a Clerks remix.
Yeah.
It's very Clerks.
Yeah.
Yoga Hogers is very Clerks like.
It's just cool seeing like Harley, like Kevin's daughter, in that position, like kind of playing him in a sense.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of fun. I love Kevin Smith and I love a lot of what he does. I can't do surgical horror. Ugh. Nope.
So when he asked the question, because originally when he was talking about making the movie, he sent out a hashtag, walrus yes or walrus no. People said walrus yes, you should make the movie. Walrus no, you should not. You would have said no.
I would have said walrus no.
Well, dang.
I would have said, and do say walrus. Yes, I think this movie is great.
Yeah.
I want to watch this movie again.
Right? Isn't it so good?
I feel like with this movie, watching it again, like I would be prepared for the grossness of it and could just really enjoy it.
Also, the other thing is that so much happens and falls on. Like, I could have been wrong about something I said because so much happens and it's so quick and quippy. Like, you miss shit. So it's
You
really
miss
good.
shit.
You miss stuff. So,
I thought you were saying I thought you were trying to say like you miss it, and it just came out like you miss shit.
yeah, you miss shit, and you miss things that you want to see, and it's even better the second time and the third time and all that. So I picked up something new every time. So, like
It's fucking amazing. I love it. You should watch it with your friends. You should this is a
hello.
shit. I just yawned. Sorry. This isn't a movie that I would watch like alone by myself necessarily.
There will be
like,
no enjoyment if you watch it alone.
because like it's just like, ugh. But like if you watch it with your friends, that is the move.
This is a talk during the movie kind of movie because you're fucking flabbergasted about what's happening.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were sitting there watching it, just being like, "What the fuck?"
Absolutely.
the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking gross, but it's great.
So let's do our ratings.
0.
No one's
I
surprised.
can't believe I'm gonna give it this. I give Tusk a fucking 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Boom.
It's so fucking good.
It's
I can't
so
help
good.
it, dude.
It's
Like
such-
I can't help it.
And here's the thing. It was put out, but if nobody wanted to put it out except for one genius studio. Do you know what studio put it out?
A24,
Of
baby.
course. If it's
Of course it's
A24, you know it's fucking gold.
Like, I have not seen an A24 movie that's been bad yet. I personally, I'm sure they probably exist. I
You got
haven't
your
seen
Lady
one.
Bird. You got your Good Time.
You got your uncut gems. You've got your
uncut-
hereditaries, your midsommers.
Yeah, and then you
Miss
got
Sommer.
Tusk.
Yes.
And it did go to a cinema for like a weekend and that's it. But it literally is blown up in pop culture. People love this movie. People who weren't fans of Kevin Smith found it on home video. Just like what happened with Clerks, where they didn't know who Kevin Smith was and Clerks came out on home video and it had this big explosion. This is the same thing. There's so many memes. There's so many groups. So many people love this movie.
Yeah.
I'm
going to give it a 7.5. The 2.5 Is that correct?
2.5. You're right.
Okay, cool. I'm like, I think I can do math. But the 2.5 is just because I was highly uncomfortable. But
It is uncomfortable as fuck.
But like, yeah, I really enjoyed it, except for the uncomfortable.
I mean, how can I not give it a 10 out of 10?
Like,
What the fuck?
It's uncomfortable, but like, it allows you to laugh at it, and it allows you to have fun with it,
And
and
here's
that's
the
what
thing.
I love. And it's perfectly balanced between ew, gross, icky, and haha, chuckles.
It's so hard to find this balance. Like, I think you can find a comic horror balance in films that is this perfect, but it's very few. Like, you can find, like, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Maybe a little too funny, but pretty good mix. Or Evil Dead 2. Maybe trying a little too hard to be scary, but so fucking funny. This, for me, is, like, even.
I mean, this is like a true like horror comedy.
Yeah,
like,
like-
in that it's both in equal measures.
For me, it's like it's kind of like In the Way Jennifer's Body is like a great comedy, but also a great horror. Except this will really upset you.
Yes.
Like, it can really fuck you up, as shown by Franny hating everything about it.
Yeah, no, I can't. It just upsets me on every level. I can't even think about it. Like, I just need to go get high in Minecraft after this.
Yeah. I just got to go do some meth in Minecraft.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, there are certain images that will be burned into your brain.
No, well, actually, the most, take off your headphones. I don't want this in HD for you. I don't want this in high quality for you.
Oh, I thought you meant all of us. I was like, okay.
She hates this moment, but it's only because it's so incredible. When we first get the look at the cove, and you just hear Justin Long screaming.
Yes. Oh God,
Yeah.
it's terrible.
It is soul crushing because you know the transformation's final, and the worst part is it's right when his friends are going to find him, and you're thinking maybe he has a chance.
Nope.
And it's intercut with his screaming, is intercut with them going to the police station and shit. And it's so fucking hard to watch.
It really is.
Yeah, and that scene where he first like tries to swim the first
Yeah,
time.
or when he
is, like,
dunks his head
God.
underwater while
Yeah.
he's naked. What a fucking asshole.
so upsetting.
It is.
Can we be done now? Can this podcast end?
We're never coming back,
This
everyone.
episode,
Yep.
I can't. Achy. Y'all are insane for liking this so much. I don't
Well,
understand.
Bridget's okay with it.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I was very
I'm
uncomfortable,
shocked.
but I enjoyed it. It wasn't actually.
But Madison and I loved it.
I'm
Like,
genuinely
loved it.
shocked that you liked it this much.
It was weird because it wasn't an actual animal.
Yeah, I guess.
But
so you'd
like,
rather watch a person
see-
get tortured
So
than
wait,
an
when
animal?
Mr.
Yes.
when Mr. Tusk was getting eaten for real, were you like, was that like the worst moment in the movie for you?
It wasn't. It was not.
Well, the black and white helps with that. It's
Yeah,
not
the black and white did help, and like for some
And I
reason,
love those black and white flashbacks.
Oh,
I think they're
great.
amazing.
Might I also add that
The Lighthouse Who.
I don't believe Howard Howe is Howard Howe for another reason. Why did he have a Hula Girl doily toilet paper holder
Yeah,
on top of his toilet? That is not.
that doesn't seem like
That
him.
does not seem like him at all.
You're
you know
right.
what? Like, that alone is just so weird and like doesn't match his personality because he's so rustic about everything and naval, and then he has like a Hula Girl toilet paper. It's not his house. There's no way.
Mm-mm.
No way.
I kind of like to believe that the Mr. Tusk thing was real.
Oh yeah. I mean, here's the thing. He's such an unreliable person.
Like,
you know?
who's to say?
Yeah, I like believing that it's real.
And like, you know, like I love. There's so many great moments, like when Justin Long jumps up and grabs like the walrus dick essentially, and he's like jerking it off. He's like, walruses are the most like the smartest creatures ever, and smarter than most people. And then he like pretends to come on his face, like present party included.
Yeah.
That's like such a great like throwaway line where you're like, oh yeah, good
Yeah.
point. Good point. Good point. And then, you know, everything that Wallace would say in response to things was like so douchey. He's like saying, my mother's the worst. This is the worst, blah, 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 but you're great. Like so fucking fake and shit.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
terrible.
But yeah, no, I think
Yeah, that's why I think that this movie is not terrible for me, even though like violence against animals is something that's very, very triggering and upsetting to me. I think that because it's walrus.
So for you,
and,
it's
like-
not really, man is not a walrus at heart for you. Otherwise, it
No.
would have affected your heart.
Well, I think that's
guess.
maybe why the ending scene fucks her up so much.
It does, though. It does
Is
fuck me
this
up.
therapy, everyone?
Because man was a walrus in that moment, and like it was hard for her.
That's fucking insane. Wow.
But like, I think my thing is that animals in my brain are innocent. Like animals like can't. I mean, like they can, but like in my brain, like animals are innocent creatures.
Our
And,
cat's
like-
not innocent. He's a fucking demon.
No, he's not.
I know. I love him.
But like, they're innocent creatures. So like, somebody hurting an animal, like that animal doesn't know why. But like, fucking Wallace is a douchebag.
But Wallace also
that
didn't
doesn't
know.
make it okay.
Wallace also doesn't know why.
There's also like he is not being turned to a walrus as a result of his douchebaggery.
I'm not saying
if
that.
Mother Teresa went there, he would have made that bitch into a walrus too, because that was his aim.
But like, what I'm saying is like, I don't know. It's just different. Somehow it's different for me.
Fair enough.
It's just
it helps that it's a man.
it.
For you, it helps. It helps that it's a man. Because you both also very visibly were like worried about Genesis more than like other characters. Like, it's so fucked up that's happening to her. And I was like, but wait, she's literally cheating on him. But I mean, I guess he's definitely the worser person.
Yeah.
But if it was a lady, I wonder if. I wonder
mean,
how you guys would have reacted.
I'm pretty upset about the man being turned into a
Oh,
walrus.
that's a good point. Yeah. Bridget,
I'm
on the
also
other hand,
upset.
I'm not super happy about that one either.
I'm not like thrilled
Bridget,
about
on the
it, but
other
I'm,
hand,
I
is
can
like men
handle
are
it.
hell. Like, you know, like it was like children are hell. Whatever it was. Remember that? Hell
Yeah.
is your
Hell
children.
is your children.
Hell is your children. Justin Long is also so good in this.
He's great.
He really is.
Hey, I don't think this movie works without how funny and charismatic
And how much
he
like a
is.
walrus he looks.
Yeah, with that mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think he killed it. Definitely.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think that's
That's it.
So yeah, I really would like your theses in the comments about whether or not man is really a walrus at heart. I would like to hear that from
If there was
you.
anything to pontificate. Oh, and also, you remember how they kept saying Ponder Rock? Kevin Smith as a kid, and you can actually listen to it. There's a podcast called Emo Kev, and he used to go to this big rock that was not named anything. He called it Ponder Rock and say a bunch of emo shit into a tape recorder. And all of it's on YouTube, like and on the
Nice.
podcast apps. It's called Emo Kev. So he named the rock in the movie Ponder Rock, 'cause that's what his douchebagness used to call him.
I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts about Tusk in the comments. I would like to hear other people weigh in on what Wally's situation is in the end. Like what kind of life is he having? What do you think happened? Because I feel so conflicted now.
And invested.
Yeah, I want to know.
And you don't really get enough.
Yeah, I would love to know.
Isn't that
what you all
wild
think.
that there's a part of you that wishes
for more
they would
of this?
elaborate more on
Yeah.
the walrus story?
I do. I really do.
Do you think
No.
there's fan fiction out there like that explains it? Do you think there's,
Here's
like,
actually a
like,
good question. Where does this rank on the Kevin Smith movies you've already seen? How does it rank?
I don't know. I really like this one. I don't know if I liked it more than like Clerks, but I really liked Tusk.
Do you like it more than like Red State?
Yeah.
Wow.
I liked
just
Red
it's more
State
fun
better.
to watch than Red State.
Yeah,
But-
Red State's not exactly like
It's
a
just
hoot.
like it kind of just like this movie's much faster than Red State. It makes you feel things.
Red State made me feel things.
Makes me feel things viscerally.
Yeah, that's true.
And I love a visceral feeling.
I love visceralness.
I loved Red State for the-
visceralness.
I loved Red State for the twists.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
that's pretty
so-
much exactly all it was too. Is the twist
I know.
in a good
Yeah.
way.
Okay, so what's left to say before Franny leaves us forever?
Before she implodes.
All right, so Franny, where should they follow us?
Twitter.
Twitter at Crosscut Cinema, Instagram at Crosscut Cinema Pod.
On Twitter, if you follow us and you tweeted us, we'll give you a shout out.
Fuck yeah, we
Yeah.
will.
We want to
And-
shout you out, dude. That's what we want.
And also on Twitter, you can see kind of like behind the scenes. We post announcements that haven't been made yet, like on
Pictures
what
of
movie,
us
pictures of
doing
us.
shit.
Our cats sometimes,
Yeah.
our dogs.
And also, make sure to also check out our new podcast, me and Franny's, called
Heck
A
yeah.
Pilot Podcast on YouTube.
Yes.
Hopefully on all the other streaming platforms as well. We'll
If
be updated on that.
you tweeted us your fucking Tusk theory, I would love to read it on the air and talk about it.
Oh God.
And
I
will
agree.
cry.
So as much as you can say in one tweet, which is like what, 120?
But they can also
Characters?
like start a thread.
I mean,
So
that's
it
a
can be-
lot, but if you have to, do it.
Also, if you agree with Franny, write Franny yes, and if you disagree with Franny, write Franny no.
Hashtag
Correct.
Franny yes. Hashtag Freddie no.
You say Freddie?
Franny.
Richard Jehodo?
I'm excited for all the different spellings of my name that could happen.
That's a good point. Maybe I should put in the description how to spell it.
Nope. Let's just
No,
leave
because
it
then
in
there's gonna be
this
so
string.
if a lot of
It'd be
people do
hard to
it,
find
it's gonna be hard
the-
to yeah.
Oh, true.
Especially when they might have Freddie thanks to Bridget over here.
I'm
God.
sorry. It's Franny.
Okay, and then we will see you next
Oh,
time.
also, the next video you guys are gonna be seeing, it's gonna be right before Halloween. We're gonna review my favorite horror series of all time. We're gonna review Halloween 1, otherwise known as Halloween 1978, Halloween 2, 1981, as well as Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, the only Halloween film without Michael Myers.
And it's going to be great.
It's gonna be fantastic.
So,
It's gonna
yeah,
be
next
such a
time
fun
we will see you
time.
then.
All right, y'all.
All right. Thank you guys. Bye.
That was my attempt at a walrus noise.
Happy Halloween, motherfucker.
We're gonna talk about spooky stuff. Brains and
Trick or
stuff.
treat.
Boo.